Folks, welcome to day 2 of the Challenger Elite European Season number 2. My name is Seymour. Alongside me is Enigma. We're going to be bringing you through 2 matches on the day and 2 big matches to look out for. How are you doing today, Andy?
I'm good. Thank you. After a long weekend of 4 a.m. finishes trying to watch the Call of Duty Major, I am exhausted, but I'm feeling real good. How about you, man? What you been up to? Did you manage to catch many of the games of the weekend?
Dude, I was lucky enough to go watch the Toronto Ultra watch party over in Toronto at their headquarters, and the games, I mean, the atmosphere, everything was electric. I mean, I guess Major 1, you couldn't be disappointed, especially with the green wall kind of walking away with it. I mean, like, it's just poetic at that point.
Yeah, it was a fantastic tournament. Like, regardless of the whole, obviously Optic winning at their own event thing, that was phenomenal. But to watch the games that we did, the amount of game 5s we got, Call of Duty looking really, really good right now. I'm very excited for Major 2. But obviously before that, we've got some Stage 2 Elite to get through, Seymour. Got some big games today.
Might not be CDL, but it's the next best thing. We got challengers to look out for and teams to pay attention to. Today, on the menu for the schedule, we got Sukri's Bakery going up against Rocker Academy for our first match. And then our match number 2 is going to be a good old-fashioned revenge story with the likes of Ultra Academy EU going up against Vengeance Wee Man going up against his old squad. I mean, this is the revenge story that we're looking forward to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, nothing like playing with a band of brothers, playing with your guys, getting cut from that team or whatever happened there. We never quite know what ends up happening with these roster changes, and then going back with a different set and taking it to them, showing why you should never have been dropped in the first place. Or if you're on the opposite end of that switch, showing we're better off without you. We can do this. We can go a step further without you here dragging us down. So which way that goes will be really, really interesting. I mean, Wee Man, obviously a phenomenal talent. So to see him be the player who was moved aside or moved into a different team was an interesting call.
Oh, it's an interesting call indeed. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. That's for the future match number 2 of the stream. I want to take it back a little. Let's dive into our first match of the day. It's a battle for Spain, a battle to see who's on top in the region. You got Sukri's Bakery, Rocker Academy. I'm super excited for this one, Andy, because when you're looking at both of these squads, I mean, they got 2 big superstars. Over on Sukri's Bakery, you're looking at Super. I mean, he has been non-stop performing at the highest form for European Call of Duty. And across the board, the up-and-comer Real to go toe-to-toe with them. I mean, this is probably one of the best matches that we've seen inside European Challengers, and it's looking to be continued that way.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Super was the highest KD player throughout Stage 1 in European Elite, picking up the 1.3, the highest on the Slayer rating as well, which is no mean feat. Absolutely phenomenal player. We saw his rise in particular through Cold War. Hasn't slowed down, hasn't stopped. And this Battle of Spain that goes backwards and forwards, obviously Super transitioned at one point in between all of this. So to see him transition back and still be putting up those kind of figures, it does make you wonder, is he angling for another move, or is he much happier over here, happy to play with these set of players that he's got and to try and take on this Rocker Academy side from a different angle? And then, yeah, you bring up Real. This guy's been madly impressive. Comes in, I mean, Cup 1 was like the day after his 18th birthday. He impressed us then. Hasn't slowed down. I think he drops like a 1.07 over Stage 1 and still looking good through Stage 2.
And we saw these 2 teams go head-to-head back in Stage 1 as well. That one went the way of Rocker Academy at the time, Young Galactics, but now under the organization of Rocker, representing them from the Academy side, looking to see if they can keep up that success this time around. And we do have the maps to look at for the series, Andy. You're looking at Hardpoint, Gavatu for the map number 1. Following that, a double dose of Tuscan across the Search and Destroy and Control. And to close out the series, if this does go the distance, which it very might well be, with both these teams, you got Berlin, a double dose, and the Hardpoint in the Search.
Yeah, so on the face of it, this is actually an awful map set for Sukri's Bakery. Rocker are phenomenal across quite a few of these maps. Just to break that down a little bit, the 100-point club revenge tour yesterday on Gavutu Hardpoint. They're currently 2-0 there. They're 2-0 on Tuscan Search and Destroy, but you do have a little bit of a way in there potentially for Sukri's Bakery because they were both round 11 wins for Rocker, and Sukri's Bakery do like this map. Tuscan Control, this is one that can definitely go to Suckery's Bakeries, where they love this map. They were good at it in stage 1 and have continued that in 2. But Berlin, I mean, Brody came up with that quote yesterday. He will donate to charity for anyone that manages to take a map away from Rocker on Berlin, because they bloody love it. They're really good there. So is this just Suckery's Bakery trying to feel out Rocker, trying to figure out if they can do this, or are they just praying for a 2-3-5?
And I messaged Brody, before we got going for the stream. I said, hey, just so that you know, I mean, Suckery's Bakery, they're taking Rocker to Berlin Hardpoint, so you better get that wallet open. You better get ready for the charity, because it's going to be fun to see. But I do agree with you. I mean, when you look at it at first, on the face value of things, you're looking at this definitely in favor of Rocker Academy, but this is still early on into the elite stage. You really want to make sure that you can scare some of these top teams and going head to head on some of their best maps. So this is an opportunity for Suckeries to really flex their knowledge, flex the what they've been practicing behind the scenes, and see if they have what it takes to go toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in European Challengers, be at the best team in European Challengers on their best maps as well.
Yeah, 100%. And one of the things I kind of wanted to see from Suckeries through this pool play period was that extension of trying to push their boundaries further. They have some really solid strong points, but glaring weaknesses. And they were exposed a little bit in stage 1 when they performed really well in pool play. I think they came second overall, but then were bounced out straight away in playoffs, double eliminated basically. And then you end up with this situation where, okay, they can get to playoffs, but are they any good there? No. So if this is them trying to feel their way out, maybe trying to figure out how to either offset Rocker Academy and make them question a couple of things, or just learn a couple of maps or a couple of strategies, then it's only good for them in the long run. We are off and away.
Well, let's kick things to the beaches, as Rocker Academy are going to be looking to go to one of their best, but Suckery's off the break-off, not too shabby. They're going to be in control of ring. You can see Super soaking up the time. Looking to post up as well in these power positions, but here comes Rocker for the break. Super shuts down Real, looks to pan over towards the middle staircase, and it doesn't seem like Rocker having too much success in the break. And finally, Lucky's going to find one, slides in with the help of Metals. They're going to find the break in for a little bit of time, and Eric finally dropping. There is the break that Rocker are looking at for the scrap.
It is. It's a good start from Suckeries. They managed to get themselves in, set up, but Rocker get that bit of scrap time in from P1, and then there's a massive gunfight over towards P2. As things start to transition, as Rocker decide, okay, let's start to look over towards P2, Real wins a massive gunfight to give them free entry. They're in on the point. Can they now start to see this through into some sort of lead?
On the outside, Suckery setting up for the break. You're really looking at Yakko to spearhead this from behind, and here he comes. Finds Journey, snaps over to Real as well. Nice 2 down. It's going to be numbers for the break. Eric, boom, tops off with Metals, and that's Suckery's Bakery going to be into the shit for time. Yakko just needs to win one. Is going to drop, but his teammates looking to pick it up.
Yakko there, massive play, gets in around the back, flips things out, and gets 2 big kills to allow his team into the boat. Will end up tied, and this could have been a scenario that could have gone either way for both teams nice and early. You can see that they're already starting to test each other out a little bit, feel themselves around, and you've got 2 big plays coming in from individual players that we've highlighted multiple times. Speaking of which, Real on our screens, the young 18-year-old, the man who came into this season fresh off it and picks up the first kill, trying to just stay alive here for 3, but he needs cover fire in the shape of Metals.
Another fast break from Suckery. It's 4 down to take control. Spotting up Rocker all the way back green. Super looking to cut off these rotations for the remaining. Still kills coming through the way of the Bakery, and Super comes flying out to find Lucky. Eric, boom, on 4 in a row inside of the hill, soaking up time, looking to convert this into streaks as well. A full 30-point lead now for Suckery's Bakery inside this third hill, as we're seeing the biggest lead so far inside of this. And Eric, boom, 1 away from that strafing run, but he's not going to find it.
He's not. Perhaps overcharged a little bit as well, and it ends up with Suckery having to try and survive a little bit of scrap time instead. That will fall to the hands of Rocker Academy. And the thing is here for Rocker, if you're going to end up losing 1 money hill on this map, you want to make sure you're taking the other one. And look how far across the map they are right now. You will get a bit of mid-map presence pushed up from Lucky, but it will be Suckery's Bakery spawning in the back. How do they approach this? If you go around the northern side of the map, you risk a spawn trap. You go southern side, it's bottlenecked. This is difficult, but they've got to make something happen.
Real leading the charge, finds the first. 3v3 as Lucky does fall. Slow as ever, they're pacing themselves at a well-endowed rhythm. Real finds 2. Answering back, Suckery's a little bit of a rebuttal to full 4 down to keep holding on to this rotation. And now 30 seconds has passed to Andy, and not finding that first break, it's a big question mark on even if you want to swing at this again.
It is. It really is. They've got to... Oh, that's 2 great kills from Lucky. Make that a triple kill, by the way. Picks one up with a grenade as well. 2 absolute beamers come out of him. And this will give them an opportunity to at least contest this scrap time. But you're still getting numbers in the back for Suckery's Bakery. They're still spawning there. Yako will clean this up and allow them again a little bit of scrap time. So just pushing that lead out. This is a really good start. I expected Rocker Academy to come out real hot here. And Suckery's are taking it to them. Super, the man we were talking about with the 1.3 over the whole of stage 1, sitting at 13-4, Seymour.
And just making it look that it's no fault. That's what his numbers are looking like. If you find this one-on-one in the back, it would be huge, but no Journey. Sniffs a mountain. Not even that. Does one better. Takes out the secondary player. Still tearing things up, by the way, on 3 in a row. 9-11 for Journey, as he's going to be looking to cut off the rotations from top ring. The likes of Suckery's Bakery now setting up inside LST. Looking to find a flurry of kills to see if they can set up for this break on in. Lucky, overwhelmed. Nobody inside the hill. Here comes Suckery's Bakery to take him up. But honestly, Suckery's just in such a great spot to just keep on tagging up and just dealing damage. It's the rest of Suckery's Bakery who come barreling on in to take over the hill.
Rocker Academy had so much there to deal with from that northern side, from that beach side, that they never managed to get enough pressure to push out over the boat and then give it up, essentially allowing Suckery's Bakery to have a Hail Mary fire scenario over the top of that point and allow them to break on in, maintain that lead. So Rocker are getting here first. They are arriving. Suckery's are just happy to break them. Suckery's are very happy to pull this apart. And as we come into a second rotation, Super put himself on 5, just falls short of the kill streak.
I mean, he's got it. 6 in a row. Strafing run in hand now. Looking for the glide bomb. There it is. 20-5 for Super into the second set of rotations. Up 143 to 91. Suckery's Bakery making it look like Gavitu wasn't the map that Rocker wanted to go to, but still plenty of time to play with, so we can see how they resurge into the second half of this. Yako in for the contention. Finally going to drop. 22 seconds that Rocker, they need to pick up.
They do, but you can see the adjustment that Suckery's are happy to make. Last time they recognized, okay, we kind of got overwhelmed at the boat in the transition. Let's not let it happen again. They've got numbers here, but they need to find Metals, who's picked up 2, and he's pulling apart the defensive setup before it's even managed to form. Real here is going to barrel in through the bottom as well. This is calamitous for Suckery's. If they don't hold this, this allows momentum for Rocker Academy to get back into this game. This really should have been a hold from Suckery's, considering they invested so much resource here. They've got to pick this up, and they've got to start to think as well, once we start to chain those money hills together, where do they go?
Rocker, they have the setup. Suckery's finds Real. You can see that Suckery's Bakery, they are looking to take control of P1. Collapse on in for the rest of them. They're just not finding the kills when they are trying to get down and dirty with the rest of them. Here comes Suckery's flooding on in through the cliffside, taking a little bit of damage. Still maintaining their life at the moment. Rocker, they have completely cut down this lead. 146 to 146 inside of this hill number 2. 18 seconds to fight for. All eyes are going to be on the rotation of P3.
It is, and I spoke a minute ago about those money hills and what was important, and Suckery's Bakery just react far too late. This P1 presence from Real will allow Rocker Academy to get in for P3, and this is the key hill. This is the key part of the map that you want if you are going to fight back for this hill. So Real being here puts so many problems into Suckery's Bakery's plan to retake this, and you can see that the gunfights are just not going their way in the kill feed. That glide bomb coming from Super will be the correct call, because it will force Rocker Academy out of the hill and make them reset up their defensive hold.
Drops the hammer. Let's see the follow-up. Nothing at all. 3 to answer back from Rocker. They're going to get themselves right back into this hill. Keep on collecting this time. Keep on pushing this lead that they have accumulated after the LST ship. And Suckery's Bakery, if you take a hit at this, you're going to be in a danger zone of possibly flipping these spawns, so you really don't want to. Eric Boom's going to find Journey through the middle of the map, and it looks like Suckery, one last opportunity to get in for the contention, maybe deny these last couple seconds from Rocker, and he's going to do it.
Finally, something here for Sukri's Bakery to cling a hold of and try and get themselves back into this in sense of the momentum thing. Great start that they had through the first set of rotations means that they're still within touching distance, but this has been a really bad second rotation, all beginning with that second hill where they lose the gunfights over by boat. However, they are in for this P4 hill. They were really good here last time, and they will have the spawns, but look at that swarm in. You've got to get something out of Super here, who's cutting back through mid-map, and he won't get it. It's a great read from Lucky. I'm not sure if that's a call-out or what, but that is problematic now for Sukri's Bakery because the reinforcements are spawning way out.
Yakko is on an island here. He's got to go big, but the nade from Metals is going to find him. It is the flip from Rocker. They are now set up inside the money hill. Can they last long? Sukri around the outside. He's going to find Lucky starting this attack. For Sukri's Bakery, Eric Boom, a third, going to be down. One last player into the hill. It's Metals. How long can he stay alive? How long can he keep this team in the lead? Super finally takes him out, but it's long enough to allow Rocker Academy off the respawn to back him up. 12 seconds left on this hill. Andy, we got to look to Docks now. Sukri's Bakery, they are not in a good position for the rotation.
They're not. You can see that Eric Boom has managed to slip the net and get himself out and around. That's important. But at the minute, the gunfights are still going Rocker Academy's way. Real is still holding them in that spawn. It will eventually change. You see Super spawn out and up because of the squad spawns that come in for Eric Boom. But this is not a good spot for Sukri's. This can be won here by Rocker. Sukri do not have boat control, and they desperately need it.
Super's got to go big. He's sitting inside of green. The only player really forward. Finally going to find Lucky. Takes out Rocker from the hill. 233 to 176. They're surging on in. They're collapsing on Super. Super's still going to find a journey. Keep this team out of the hill for now. But how long can they just keep on grasping at straws? You need to see a big wave of kills coming out from Sukri's Bakery. And Yakko, Eric Boom, they can find for two. That might be the go time. The green light to go into this hill. 15 seconds that you really want to pick up if you're Sukri's Bakery. But these rotation kills, Super, again, looking to go big.
Massive gunfight there from Real. Allows them in. It could have gone a totally different way. And Real, by the way, has his own streak. He has one in the pocket, so plenty of play and counterplay here. I don't think Super even has time to do anything with his. This is just going to have to be a full frontal hit. You do not have a moment to breathe because Rocker Academy have been touching distance. How is Real still alive? He's still here. He's still in the hill, and he's still going.
10 seconds left. The rookie going big. Sukri's Bakery for the break. Sukri to deliver. Lucky to rebuttal. 7 seconds left. One last chance. Yakko's gonna come in. Look, Yakko finds two. Still keeping his team alive inside of ring. Still grasping at straws. You can see Rocker Academy grouping up for one last attack. They can still win it on this hill. And they're surrounding the Metals for the first. Here comes the collapse. Lucky a second. Real's going to slide on in. Puts on the damage. Still is not going to find this kill just yet. Sukri's Bakery maintaining presence inside this hill until Lucky finds the break on in. Only 5 seconds left. Is anybody here? Is anybody going to stop this one? You have to hop on in. One last second. Sukri's going to go down. And Journey's going to put the nail in the coffin.
Metals with fantastic composure there at the end. Sukri's Bakery looked like they had managed to steal that P1 away for just a moment and extend it out to a second hill. However, Metals does a great job, gets top LST, clears out the AR support that was present at radio, and then allows his team to swarm that hill and collapse in on it. And not only that, he wasn't done. He jumps up on top and gets a pick from there into the hill as well. And for me, this all comes from that P2 rotation, the second set. Sukri's Bakery looked real good. The first rotation of hills was really good. We move over towards P2. Sukri's made some great adjustments. They were aware they needed to take the boat early. They get set up. Well, they just never really properly get set up. They get there and then it's kind of wishy-washy, and Minnesota Rocker Academy just break on in. They just take it, and from there it was all momentum.
I mean, we talked about how good Rocker Academy are at Gavitu. It looked a little bit mixy throughout the kind of meat of things, throughout the middle of that map. But as soon as you kind of kick things into gear towards the later end of that second set of rotations, they just looked like they were in their comfort zone, Enigma. And they were never looking back. They were dominating the rotations, bullying their way in to make sure that they were flipping out Sukri's Bakery. And at the end, inside that P4, when they were spawn trapping in the backline, that's when I really saw a dangerous moment for Sukri's Bakery, who had to resurge in a way that was just too astronomical to come back from.
Yeah, and it was fantastic composure. You can see why they like this map so much, but you could also feel that. You could also feel that they were just like, okay, this isn't working. Let's try and adjust here and make this more difficult for Sukri's than they're currently finding it. I go back to that second hill in the second rotation where at the end of the day, if you are Suckery's Bakery, you've just got to lock that down. You've just got to set up and then just repel the wave, that comes in from Rocker Academy. And they never really spot the gaps in their net. They never really fill the cracks that are there. It's too easy for Rocker Academy really to exploit mistakes like that. And at the end as well, you could see that even though they didn't have P1 control, you could see what they were trying to set up. They were happy to get themselves out wide and around and give themselves a pinch scenario. And when you've got yourself a map where you're really comfortable to set those up, you don't really feel that time pressure. You don't really feel score pressure. You feel you can do any hill on any map.
No, really. And we saw in the replays there, Real, big triple kill to really cement things inside of that last hill number 1. It's a lot of individual plays from this team. You know, we are looking at flex players inside Gava2 to really come out into their own. Real did a fantastic job at representing that third AR inside of the map, but that's going to take us away from Gava2, and it's going to push us to our search and destroy for map number 2. We were talking inside our digital green room that, you know, Suckery's Bakery, very strong search and destroy team. You know, Tuscan, it might not be or it might be exactly where you want to go if you're the squad. You avoid Berlin, Rocker's best map inside search, and really a moment where you could come alive, even a stop going into that control. It's just got to be a big moment for you.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, if there is going to be, coming into the face of this series, if I'd have said, okay, the way in which Suckery's Bakery are going to take this series, it would have been the 2, 3, and 5. That would have been where I want to see them do it, because Rocker is such a phenomenal hardpoint team. They really are so difficult to beat in hardpoint, but they do have gaps in their search and destroy and in their control. And the control in particular will be one that Suckery's Bakery are really good at. So if they're gonna kickstart the series, if they're gonna get themselves moving, it will be on this Tuscan S&D. I will say that so far, Suckery's didn't play Tuscan S&D throughout stage 1, and they've only played it once in stage 2, and it didn't go necessarily well for them. And again, this is feeling out map sets, maybe trying to expand their skill set, but opportunities for sure when you consider that both of the wins that Minnesota Rocker had on this map were round 11.
It's just one of those chances where you avoid Berlin, Tuscan. This really could be where you spoil the fun for Rocker and make Tuscan your own in the situation. When we talk about it, we've seen this map plenty of times in the CDL, in Challengers, in other amateur leagues inside of Vanguard. And what's most notably going to be aware is how quick of a post-plant setup you can achieve on the attacking side. I think post-plants are going to be the name of the game for this squad. So SMGs are going to have a big role for the overextension. Who's going to win that battle off screen towards maps? But mainly, if you can get that bomb down at A, you can get it down early and set up for a post plant, that's one tough cookie to crack.
It is indeed. I mean, the thing is here as well is although A is that really quick post plant setup, you've kind of almost got to give it up sometimes, because B is such a difficult one to retake if the bomb ever does go down there. It's not very often the bomb ends up over there, but it's a very difficult one to retake. So if you're on the defensive side, you've kind of just got to give it up a little bit and hope for the retake to come through just fine on A. But we come into this one, Seymour, no bomb down yet.
A bomb down, but Suckery's answers for his journey. Quick for the trade. 3v3. Look at this play. Out of Suckery's, all 3 players surging on forward. Metals has eyes on, looking to close the door right in the face of these players. But Eric Boom's still going to find at least one before dropping. So an interesting play out of Suckery's Bakery. Suckery playing on an island towards the A site, and the rest of them looking to fly on in and take control of the spawn. But it just doesn't go your way. You got read like a book.
Yeah, it did indeed. I think as well the first blood did go Suckery's Bakery's way off that snipe. I'm not 100% sure if we actually missed anything before we loaded in, but no. So yeah, Suckery manages to get that snipe through and gets them the first blood, but they just collapse way too easily. Metals with a massive 2-piece. Now Suckery's an opportunity to answer back here. This isn't necessarily a map that will go against you offensively. There is plenty of opportunity, and you can see the quick A plant coming in.
Yaku gives it up. And look at this, a player completely slips the line. Still Suckery's Bakery. They find the first 2 to completely open up the B site for a rotation. If the bomb decides to, lucky in a 1v4 after the dust settles, and all the way in the middle of the map, kind of in no man's land, might be the perfect place for you to be, because nobody's going to think you're all the way out in the open. But bomb goes down. 1v4. An auto in hand, not your weapon of choice.
Would not be mine, no. But lucky he manages to get the first, so he picks out Eric Boom. I mean, this is just an adjustment. Basically, Super and Yakko barely move. They just turn their heads. And where's the reinforcements? Because he could just easily get collapsed in on here. And I don't know. This is as good as done. He's just trying to get whatever he can out of it. Will eventually fall. So great stuff from Sukris. They answer back, and that's that B plant that you just never want to give up. That's why sometimes you do have to just go, okay, you can have the A quick plant because we can then just swarm it. Because of the fact that once you get it down, it's so well set up geographically to defend from. There's so many bottlenecks and little areas and nooks and crannies you can get yourself into to prevent the post-plant retake. So, one apiece. These teams trading backwards and forwards. Sometimes as well, this can just be how these maps play out. Remember, Rocket Academy both win so far on this map, round 11.
And again, for anybody curious, mini-map will be blocked for search and destroy as per requests of the players. Apologies for the inconvenience, but it is what the players want. Journey finds first blood. Sukri still fishing with the sniper. Peekaboo. Lucky says hi. Sukri says goodbye. But Journey keeping the numbers in favor of Rocker Academy 3v2. Well, look at the answer back from Sukri's. They find 2 in retaliation. We're in a 1v1.
Now, how does Real play this? That bomb's not down in a favorable position. Yeah, you see Super there. He very much so does not want to give up that B plant. Dives on over to it, and it allows Real the rotation. As we get the mini-map up here, you see Super has no idea. He is just happy to give up this A plant if it comes on in. But Real, is he playing? I think he's playing. Is he thinking of playing a double bluff?
He reads it. Super spots him out. Real has no idea, but Super is playing this so well. The patience and the trigger discipline. Real thinks he's A-okay to drop this bomb, but Super is going to give him a wake-up call. 4 kills in a row for Super, providing the superstar effect that we've seen for Sukri's Bakery. And he's going to be putting them now into the lead.
Timings all against, all for Super there. Manages to spot the player wrapping back through mid. And I don't know, I kind of like Real's attempt there to double bluff. If Super's caught a little bit different on the rotation, then it comes off and you've got yourself a much nicer hold. But I don't know, we get the X-ray, we get the advantage of seeing those things happen before they do. And Super here just going to try and take top broken as... do they go for the quick one again? No, grenade comes through.
To us, it's heartbreaking. To them, they have no idea. 3v2, 4. Yakko feels the need for speed, but no, Metals is going to find a second one too. So Sukri's Bakery really in an unfortunate spot. Somebody's got to make a move at some point, and it looks like Yakko has an understanding that he's going to be there. Rings out shots, gives up his information, doesn't find the kill. So again, a small little misplay out of Sukri's Bakery, and now both players in a really weird position.
They are, but if they hit out this P5, if they hit out this map's room, they're going to find Real, so they are a little bit boxed in right now. Perhaps just waiting on a pick. In 2v4 scenario, that's the best you can really hope for right now.
30 seconds. Yakko, he's going to get this bomb down. No, he's not. He feels cold shoulder over him. And now they know Metals is going to be back there. Yakko gets spotted on the bomb. Here comes the fly from Rocker Academy. Metals is going to put that bomb down. Eric Boom lasts alive. They know exactly where he is. Rocker Academy, a flawless round to tie us up.
Yeah, do a fantastic job of just repelling anything that came their way there. I mean, once you get into that 4v2 scenario so quick, you're just going to lock down all your angles. Real, they're doing a good job actually to stay nice and composed. I feel like there was an opportunity potentially for Sukri's Bakery if Real came out and overchild or was caught between the two players that were pushed over that side of the courtyard over near well. But stays nice and calm, holds his angle, and Rocker Academy come out on top.
What do you get this time around for an offense from Rocker? He's been kind of trading blow for blow, round for round at this point. And another first blood. This time it's Super to find Journey right through the middle of the map. You know that Sukri's Bakery going to have a lot of presence inside the church, but again, you're going to know that They have completely locked down this B zone, or this B site, and Rocker Academy, I mean, their only option is to hopefully find a pick and go to the A site.
It is, and Yakko here is going to be happy to play games with Lucky, and
It's like
there's a lot of time
ducks.
burnt. Yeah, basically, he was just more than happy to play games. He knew exactly where he was. Metals here. Yeah, you're right. They need something. They need to open something up. But Suckery's Bakery here have the same prerogative that Rocker Academy had in the last round. If you're in this position, why would you ever give it up? You can see here that Rocker Academy is stuck for ideas.
I mean, at some point, you gotta get this bomb down. Lucky. He's looking to flip the script and push time against Suckery's Bakery, force them to go in the offensive. Post plant looking to get set up. Lucky's going to have a few kills to take care of if you want to have that post plant position locked down top burning, but he's just going to cut right to the middle of the map. He's not going to check the corner. Yakko's going to be pushing Metals in a 1v4. Now 1v3. 28 seconds. Can you make this happen? It would be an incredible feat to achieve, but nope. Suckery's going to hunt him down and push Suckery's Bakery back into the lead.
Fantastic heads-up play, by the way, from Suckery's Bakery. As soon as we started to get towards 30, 25 seconds, the team immediately changed into a retake position. They didn't wait for the bomb to go down. They already began the wrap. Eric Boom went through P5 and out wide. You've got 2 players pushed out through ruins and 1 sat mid-courtyard. So the second that bomb goes down, both Rock Academy players were in a death box. Sure enough, they don't get away. It will go the way of Suckery's Bakery. They take that 3-2 lead. Now, we've seen them pull off offensive round in the past. But how do they play it out this time? Do they again go for that B hit that worked out for them, or will it be that quick A plan? Super going to try and push out through P5 here.
He's got the sniper this time. Lucky's got one too. A little bit of an exchange of snipes, and it's going to be numbers to Rocker Academy. And that's bombed down as well, so Suckery's Academy, whatever strategy they had, it has completely fallen flat.
Again, another scenario where you're boxed in. Tuscan can be such a difficult search and destroy map on the offensive. Eric Boom, though, will open one up, getting Metals. That's in bottom church. If you can get church control, it would be absolutely huge for an A-take. Gives you the opportunity to stop any sort of defensive hold. Super has retrieved the bomb, but Real's going to have heard a lot of noise and sees one, and he falls.
Super not only finds the bomb, but he picks up the sniper as well, finds a pick outside Monument, and the rest of the team cleans up house to the middle of the map. 2 rounds in a row out of Suckery's Bakery. I don't think we've seen that yet inside of the map, inside of Tuscan. I don't think we've seen 2 back-to-back rounds to push a team up into a lead like this. So Suckery's Bakery, they are going to be in a very comfortable position.
They are. And I think you've got to be very happy about that as well in terms of how that one started. They didn't fully go their way for Suckery's Bakery, and yet they managed to make it happen. So you can see a big hit here.
Snipe through the middle of the map. We saw insight to this a lot for the Major. Is it going to pay off? Not yet. He gets checked. It's a 1-for-1 through the middle of the map. Is going to slow down this plant. Super's going to find Rail as well. So puts numbers into the hands of Suckery's Bakery as well. Bomb's not going to go down. In fact, Eric's going to find Lucky. So that's just going to push this even farther into the favor of Suckery's Bakery, looking to go on map point to try to find that bounce back inside the map to go 1-1 in the series. Metals again in a 1v3. I have an idea that Eric Boom's going to be in the side. Gets the tag. Peeks on up, but Eric Boom shooting a little bit straighter. He's going to find the one-on-one. And he's going to push them to map point.
Big win from Eric Boom. Just watch this. He's on the MP40 as well, by the way. God, I really do wonder. People spawn in with that God gun. It's insane. But Rock Academy their strat seemed to be, okay, let's hit courtyard early, try and maybe get some church control, push out with some sort of aggression. And they kind of pause midway through. They lose some important gunfights. Nothing really coming of it. And now they've got to make some incredible momentum come out of somewhere. We've seen them do it in map 1. We've seen them hold their composure and pull things back, but can they do it here? It's a big ask.
It's just a submachine gun player in an AR world, and he is thriving, being chilling on the map. 1 more round, and we're going even. Eric on 5 in a row, looking to push the agenda towards the B site. Bomb straggling a little bit behind through middle. Suckery with it in hand. A lot of attention from Rocker Academy on the B site. And while this is happening, bombs going down at A. Super's in behind. He's going to find metals. Completely flipping the agenda here. Rocker Academy pushed against the wall. They should know Super's going to be close. But while this is happening, it's 2 players down. A 3v2 on the inside of it. Make it a 3v1. Real's going to get spotted through the middle of the map. And Sukri's Bakery, they answer back in the search and destroy.
They do, and I love the creativity that they brought with it. They were clearly coming into this to practice something, and it paid off for them. You know, then you see in the final round, you see, okay, let's make a lot of noise over towards B. They don't want to give that up because the last time we got the bomb down at B, we shut them out completely and took it. And you just never want to give up that site anyways. They make all that noise, all that ruckus. It allows Super to peel off through the mid-map, and then the plank goes down over at A anyway. So Rocker Academy bamboozled by some Sukri's Bakery creativity.
I mean, it's exactly what we were looking for from this squad. You want to win your 2s, 3s, and 5s. It was our win condition for Sukri's Bakery if they want to dominate the Spanish region. And coming out with a map win like that on Tuscan, 6-2. I mean, you highlighted it yourself. I mean, Rocker Academy, they haven't looked the best on this map, so potentially an opportunity to exploit that. And they did just that inside of the map. It was fantastic search and destroy out of the squad.
Yeah, it really was. And I think as well, like, there was... I mean, the first blood battle was a bit back and forth, so I won't lean on that one too much. But I think there was a lot of scenarios where they just left Rock with little opportunity. The proactive play, apologies, for the retake of the bomb. When the 2v4 up, they just hold their time. And as soon as they hit that 25-second timer, they just exploded into action. It gave them so much map presence when that bomb did eventually go down. As we look here at the map set, well, map 1 went the way we expected. Map 2 went the way of the win condition we were hoping for with Tuscan Search and Destroy. Map 3, this one leans a lot towards Sukri's Bakery, in my opinion.
It does lean a lot towards Sukri's Bakery, but you know what else it kind of opens up for the series is we're going to get Berlin Hardpoint in that map number 4. So, Brody Infinity, if you're watching this, I mean, I'm going to hold you true to your word. You said it yesterday. I got receipts. So I'm going to be bringing that one up. I'm excited to see them go to Berlin Hardpoint. It's the one thing that we were talking about, Enigma, is that going to maps like this early on into the elite stage, it's just a chance to really flex your ability on maps that are the best for the best team inside of European challengers. So if Sukri's Bakery now have the opportunity to go to a comfortable Tuscan control, go up early or go up into the lead into the series, moving into that Berlin Hardpoint, they very well could just carry this momentum throughout the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason we're talking about this being a map for Sukri's Bakery, why it could be so good for them, they're currently 2-0 in this stage. It was 6-1 throughout stage 1. And the last time these two teams met, it went the way of Sukri's Bakery in a round 5. So there's a lot here that I feel it leans towards Sukri's Bakery, but also from the negative sense. You called it. We've got the Berlin Hardpoint coming up. That is terrifying for anyone to play Rocker Academy on. You do not want to lose the control and have to win a Berlin Hardpoint against this side in order to stay in the series. They can't afford to give it up, and they should be, in my opinion, in the ascendancy here.
I mean, it doesn't get any easier if you do push it to a map number 5. I mean, you go back to the Berlin Search and Destroy, and that's not a bad map for Rocker either. They're, what, 5-1 on that map through stage 1. This is just, it's a terrifying back half for Sukri's Bakery to have to go up again. So this is one of those situations where you need to win this control, or else you're really going to be backed up against the ropes, and you're going to have a lot of pressure on your shoulders, a lot of weight on your shoulders that you don't want to have to deal with. So, I mean, talk to me a little bit about Tuscan Control for the viewers maybe tuning in for one of the first times inside Challengers. What are you expecting out of Sukri's Bakery to try to give them that advantage?
Well, I mean, Tuscan Control, as a lot of us who watched the Major over the weekend, it is difficult to go and get B. A will fall a lot of the time. You will see that go a lot of the time, but it is very difficult to get yourself in for B. The thing is with that is we've just seen a massive amount of creativity out of Sukri's Bakery, willing to throw it at B early, willing to just make noise over at B and actually send the bomb to A. So do they bring a bit of creativity here? Maybe make a bit of noise over towards B, frighten Rocker Academy, force them to flee over that side because they can't afford to give it up, take that A very early and give themselves a lot of time to then siege B. I mean, we've seen them be creative so far this evening, Seymour. Do we see more?
see what you did there. I see what you did there with it. I mean, it's a lot of give and take. It's a lot of give and take. You want to make sure that you're dominating the map, but at the same time, you don't want to be getting over aggressive. So it's just, where are you going to push your advantage? Where are you going to push the aggression throughout it? It's a big question mark on the map, but we are going to be starting with Rocker Academy on defense. So I guess that's a little bit of a more comfortable advantage going into this map 3.
It is, but look at those numbers, Swarm Church. And the thing is here, as they manage to barrel on in and get a kill, that's a huge 2-piece, though. Super, unfortunately, will get a team kill. They will end up getting this first segment come on through because Yakko's got that presence at top Church. But, wait, did that come in, or is that stuff? Oh, that stuff just before.
Oh, no. What a nade out of Real. He's got a superstar NFL quarterback arm going on right now. And he's going to really shut down the segment towards the A zone, denying that first tick. Gonna have to be the drawing board where Sukri's Bakery look back at for the second wave of attack. Sukri's found his way inside the church with the rest of his teammates flooding on in to that hill, or that A zone. Lucky wins the fight on the outside of church, but it's still gonna be the clock stopped and progression coming on in towards A.
It is. And right now, neither team really set up in something very comfortable. This will be the first time both teams managed to get themselves into any sort of standard formation. There's been a lot of missing numbers around Church and a lot of missing numbers around mid-courtyard. Lucky, though, is just going to barrel on in and pick up 2 kills. You don't need a setup if you're just going to break yourself in anyway. And although we do have 1 tick of progress, this probably hasn't been as clean for Sukri's Bakery as they would have hoped. Remember, A tends to go a lot. B is the one that you want to have a lot of time for.
Nice win from Super, not ready for the second. Teammates coming to the rescue. 2 ticks secured at A. I think one silver lining for this whole little break off is that Sukri, they haven't drained the time clock very much. 4 kills in a row from Rocker Academy. 1 was a team kill, so you still have Super in the middle of the map, tearing things up. Back onto A. Sukri's Bakery is, and looking at those purple arrows, this A segment should be gone.
Yeah, happy to give it up. Felt like they'd burnt enough time. And although we, thankfully, gloriously now put defense onto ticks and not lives, you still want to make sure you don't give up a lot of lives. You've got a lot of gunfights coming your way right now as we watch Eric Boom get slaughtered at bottom well. And this now is going to give a lot of presence to Rocker Academy to push out. But Sukri's Bakery have got themselves through.
They do. Rocker Academy a little bit in shambles on what they need to do. Super's on 4 in a row. You have to be careful not to feed him streaks early into round number 1. As here comes the pinch play from Sukri's Bakery. Rocker Academy have completely taken up residence inside of top radio. Metals is going to beam Yakko off the heady. And taking care of Super in the backline is definitely going to keep Rocker rooted in their own spawn. Not yet stopping the clock towards the B zone. Going to be another drag from Sukri's Bakery to get something going. Eric Boom has to give things up, walks right into Lucky, and again, it's going to be another wave slowed down.
Will be feel like opportunity missed there for Sukri's Bakery. They had 2 glorious opportunities to perhaps get some progress here. Both of them shut down, and the presence that they had has now faltered. We're into our final 30 seconds. Sukri's Bakery here will want to at least get a tick of pressure, a tick come through, and it's all on Eric Boom really to make something happen as he does get the first pick, but is immediately traded. Rocker Academy here looking good to hold this one out.
Yakko's going to be in. Has to force for the gunfights. Contention's going to be ringing out. 5v6. Real's going to find Yakko on the inside. Snaps back up to Patio. Finds Super's 3 down. 1 last remaining attack. And with Lucky finding Eric Boom, that should be round number 1 towards Rocker Academy. And considering lives, it's still what's going to decide that round number 5. We have not gone over to ticks just yet. A couple more weeks before that update's going to come through. Sukri's Bakery, they need as many lives as they need.
Oh, are we currently still on lives? Oh, my apologies. My apologies then. Okay. So my apologies. That is a mistake from myself. So that will then give Sukri's Bakery what, a 3-4 life deficit towards the end of that one. That's retrievable. That's something that Sukri's Bakery will feel confident to come back at. Rocker Academy now with their own attack round, and this looks like a relatively standard A push from them.
Really late flank out of Sukri's Bakery from players number 1 and 4. Sukri's going to find first blood. Journey surging forward is going to push the aggression for Rocker Academy. 3 go down, and all of a sudden, player number 4, Eric Boom, has to kind of double back. Make sure that there's no B pressure coming in. A take of segment towards A. Minute 14 on the board. Sukari's Bakery, they really need to focus on not losing too many lives.
They do, and this has definitely been cleaner for Rocker Academy than it was for Sukari's Bakery the round before. But you can see the flank coming in from Sukari. Can he make the noise over on the far side that will pin Rocker Academy in? So far, it's just a stalemate. So this is going to come in for Rocker Academy, and they have a whole 2 minutes and 10 to siege on B. 2 lives up, and Sukari's Bakery have to then consider the fact that they don't want to be falling too far behind in lives either.
Oh, he's seen this plenty of times, Andy, throughout Vanguard. At this B site, even though you have 2 minutes to work with, it's still tough to crack.
Oh, yeah.
21 lives to 23. You can see that Rocker Academy really waiting on player number 5, Journey, to make a move throughout top burning. Yakko's going to find him, really slow things down. It's forcing the rest of them to make a move, but Super just dealing so much damage on the front line. It's a big question mark on even if Rocker Academy wants to hit this.
And they do. Yakko here's got to go huge. Yakko will pick up 1, but it's only 1. Sukari's Hail Mary grenade will manage to even things up a little bit. And finally, that there was a scary moment. If Rocker Academy had managed to pull that off, that grenade doesn't come through. Rocker Academy can bail in onto the point. But as it is, it's all trades at the front, and Sukari's got to go massive as his teammates have pushed out and provided 0 defense against this wave.
2 players on. Stacking the point. You're going to have to get a resurge if you're Sukari's Bakery soon. One tick is gone. No, it's not. It's not going to be there. Eric Boom comes through, slides on in. It's going to find 2 in a row. And so far, so good for Sukari's Bakery. They're going to get a little bit more breathing room.
Huge stop by Eric Boom, stopping that tick coming in through. And lives will now be 1 up for Sukari's Bakery, so Rocker have to start to consider things. They're probably going to throw another wave, maybe 2 at it, but at some point they will have to consider their options here, do the math. Sukari's Bakery here, just going to play corners, just trying to set up and stop this northern push.
Through the back, 2 players go down. Yakko forced to hit the flank. He's the player. Take the shots yet. Gonna find medals. Eric Boom on the front line finds 2 as well. It's 3 down. Journey, the only one alive top patio. Has to go big for his team. 15 seconds remaining. These lives pretty much even. Journey 3 in a row. Looking to finesse his life. He gets out of there. He's just going to hit the wrap once more. One opportunity here for Rocker Academy. Break on throw. Journey finds Yakko off the respawn. A second one's presented, but Eric Boom and Super, they shut it down. 3 seconds left. Sukari's Bakery, they stay alive.
They do. Nearly an insane play there out of Journey. The guy, I mean, he's not had the best start to this one. I think at one point running about 7 and 14, 7 and 15. But picks it up towards the end and gives Sukari's Bakery an almighty scare. Massive gunfight win in the back there from Eric Boom. By the way, it always feels weird seeing him run the automaton. I'm so used to seeing him on an SMG at this point.
For real, though.
But the life count will be reduced to about a 2 difference, still in favor of Rocker Academy, and it's on Sukari's Bakery. The onus is on them to send their attack wave out. Can they make this A cleaner than last time? Can they make the adjustments?
Sometimes the auto does look like an SMG.
Yeah.
At close range. He's gonna have the MP40 out for the attack. His 3 quick kills for the break off, and 1 tick already resided into the A zone. A lot better of a break off from Sukari's Bakery.
Yeah, it's so much better. And Rocker Academy essentially pinned in church here. The positioning of Yakko mid-courtyard. Unfortunately, he will fall, though. So this now opens up the mid-map and means that Sukari's Bakery don't really have a solid hold. The second tick comes in, though, so that's pretty good. Oh, Eric Boom there. Nearly snaps for the second. Would have been a beautiful kill to open that site back up. But look at Rocker Academy. So many of those purple arrows swarming over towards B because they're reading this move coming in from Eric Boom.
Really comfortable positioning from Rocker Academy right now. Here comes the second wave. Riel finessing his life inside this monument. Lucky comes out for big 2. It's going to open up a flank here for Riel to just fly on forward, looking to pick up these players from the rotation. Finds Super, looking the wrong way. It's another 4 down.
That's heartbreaking. If you're Sukari's Bakery, massive kills, though, from Eric Boom. That needed to be wins, because if you lose that there, Rocker Academy can just trap you, essentially, in your spawn. But they managed to get Vine control, and this is still problematic. You do get the point coming through, so it's a minute 50 for Sukari's Bakery to do something, but the 5 make that 4 lives down right now. They need to be well aware of that and go absolutely huge on this B push.
A lot more conservative is the name of the game that I'm looking for Sukri's Bakery. Yakko is still flying for the team. Looking to find this player pack tank, but Real sniffs him out. That's forward aggression gone from Sukri's Bakery, and they have no avenue open right now, Andy. Rocker Academy, they have really shut down every single route to this B zone.
They're having an interesting change here, though. They were very happy to just give up Church. Instead, just try and take this fight here in maps. This is where they want to control. You can see by the amount of numbers that come on through. Super will pick up 3. Unfortunately, one of them is a teammate. Sorry, Super there with 2. Sukri with 1. Sukri here not had the best game so far. Currently 11 and 20. But as his team begin to set up to mount an assault on this B point, Rocker Academy in some good spots. But that's a huge win.
Might be negative in the kills, but that is a very positive attack. Yakko's going to fly to double down. Into the zone they go. Clock at 42 seconds. Lives down by 3. Super looking to double back to hop into this hill. Sukri and Super looking to do that one. Another one bites the dust. And Super's going to fall as well. Nice nade off the spot from Lucky is going to give Rocker Academy the break off from that respawn. 30 seconds remaining. 8 lives to 12. You only have one more attack before you're going to be in the danger zone here. Yakko slides on in. Stops the clock. Journey finds Super. Metals finds Yakko. And again, Sukri's Bakery backed against the ropes.
They are, and I don't know if I agree with the idea of them slowing this down. You're so many lives down at this point. Unless you have an absolutely huge round next to, yeah, they're just going to throw everything at it. Try and make it happen through a Hail Mary play. Super will open this up for just a second. Yakko there. Super will get the trade, but as he will fall, that will surely be that, and Rocker Academy will hold on, and that is a massive life advantage if you are Rocker Academy. So we spoke before this one, Simo. We spoke about how this map looked good for Sukri's Bakery. There was so much leaning towards it, but they also needed to take it. The pressure was on. They've given up a lot of lives. They're also now 2-1 down. They've got to have 2 massive... I mean, I'm going to assume that unless they get a massive offensive wave in here, then they're going to have 2 offensive rounds back-to-back, and we've seen they're difficult to come through.
We wanted them to play more conservative on the offense, you know, to hold those lives. And it just seems like they're playing at 2 different paces, really, inside their sets. It's really slowing them down. Metals finds the first blood onto Yakko. Nobody from Sukri's Bakery going to be in a position to shut this down. Lucky peeks on up, deletes Super off the heady, and look at this breakup. It's full 3 down, and nobody's going to be taking a hit towards A.
No one at all. It's a straight collapse, and Eric Boom actually loses the gunfight to Real over by map, so he's been out of this equation for so long and then doesn't get any purchase out of the read over on the far side, and Real actually manages to pick up another. So this is now just going to pin Sukri's Bakery all the way back. That A point is likely to come in. Yeah, there's so much time here for Rocker Academy, and you have 5 lives up. This is looking real good if you're the guys in purple.
I mean, Sukri's Bakery at the moment, they know they need to take control, but Real, what is that snap? Allows Journey to come for the follow-up. It's a 1-2 punch to get 4 down. Rockers Academy now in the driver's seat to push onto the B zone. And you can see Lucky taking out Sukri from that respawn. They're looking to put pressure to see if they can spawn these players on out. On the front line, Metal's going to win out onto Eric Boom. And here comes this wave from Rocker. Journey into the zone. Stops the clock at 1:56. Life advantage. It is plentiful for the Rocker Academy. Journey slides in. Not going to find the kill. Super to shut him down. Still a little bit of a battle going on for who is going to dominate this B zone for the early time. Real's going to hop on in back to the zone. Finds one, but that's going to be it.
Oh, Super, baby, hits 3. Goes up to his own 4 streak, but hits 3 right around there. Manages to push out. Huge moment because Sukri's Bakery are well and truly up against it. We said Super, their star man, their star player, fantastic through stage 1. Can he make it happen in stage 2? Well, if Sukri's Bakery are going to stay in this map, then they're going to need more plays like that.
6 life lead, 1:20. Rocker, it seems like they just want to fly right through maps. All 4 players are going to be set up for this attack. Eric Boom, the front line, the information, finds Lucky, gets numbers on, or damage onto the second. The trade will be out. It's a 3-on-3 for the fight. But nobody for the follow-up just yet from Rocker. Metal's going to find Yakko, still 2-on-2. Super's going to find Real, so 3 down from Rocker. That should shut down this wave.
Super needs to play conservative here, though. Super needs these streaks if his team do indeed survive this defensive wave. I feel like they'll look back at that if this doesn't work out. Super really could have done with those to help his side out.
You're really scary big things. At the bottom of the barrel, if you're Sukri's Bakery. Another 3 down, but you look at the lives, and that is the scary part right now. 26 seconds. One solid attack from Rocker with the time bank, but if you're Sukri's Bakery, this needs to be a clean defensive wipe for the next coming players. Real, Metals, Lucky, all the way up top. Church. Lucky is going to fall. But here come the rest of them. 7 seconds left now. Only one attack. Yakko's going to find Real. Journey for the trade. In for the time. Super's going to shut him down again. 1 second left. 0.7 seconds for him to get through. Metals is going to go down in Sukri's Bakery, man. It was tight, Andy, but they get it done. We're going to round 5.
We are. I feel like Rocker kind of gave that one up with a good 30 seconds left. They were like, okay, we got so many lives here. These attack rounds are so difficult. We're handling our defenses just fine against Sukri's Bakery. Let's not risk this getting away from us at all. Let's just settle for what we have in our pockets. And right now, Rocker Academy, with the defensive side, do we see a bit of magic out of Sukri's, or did Rocker pull off what is a huge map in this series?
Yakko holding the front line onto the A zone right away. One tick already done and dusted. They're gonna hop off on this. They're trying to pin Rocker Academy exactly like they were on the receiving end the last time around. 2 ticks gone, and they haven't even dropped a life right now. I mean, this is flawless offense from Sukri's Bakery. We haven't seen this just yet from the squad. But how will Rocker Academy bounce back? Lucky's gonna be on the flank. A little bit late to the action. The A zone is going to be collected. Add a minute to the clock. 29 lives to 26.
Yeah, fantastic start. This is exactly what Sukri's Bakery needed to get themselves any sort of hope in this one. Rocker Academy have a lot to do. But again, B is so very difficult to take. But look at those bodies fly in now.
All right. Kind of trapped on an island. Yeah, Real's going to pick him up from top radio. 3 go down, and we haven't seen any really forward aggression into the spawn out of Rocker Academy, out of either defensive team, and Real really patient here. I'm surprised I'm not seeing the SMGs just try to spawn kill.
Oh, Journey here, just controlling mid-courtyard, throttling any sort of pressure that could come in through Church, unless it comes out through that ruin side. We've already got Metal's presence, and actually, look, Yakko slipped the net. Yakko's got an opportunity here to move this defense about and give his team another try and try to siege this. That team grenade will be heartbreaking, but you've still got a good 90 seconds here if you're Sukri's Bakery.
Metals finds Super, and Super finds Yakko. You're going to be looking at the VOD, and you are going to really be kicking yourself for that one. You know that Sukri's Bakery trapped inside radio. But you're losing out on players here. Rocker, they need to start stringing together a few kills. Journey, top patio is going to be good for 1 still. Collecting this progress is Sukri's Bakery. Pinstripe kill feed. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be Rocker Academy for now. And Super, the only one forward for Sukri's Bakery. He has to be careful.
He's just going to play this L corner, but as he dips and dives away, that timing will be against him. Massive gunfight here. Unfortunately, he will fall as his teammates dropped around him. He had no opportunity, no option, sorry, but to turn around and deal with the pressure coming from the other side, and it doesn't work out. So we're into our final 60 seconds then. Eric Boom will give them top roof control, and Lucky here could be a thorn in the side. Problem is for Sukri's Bakery, you've had multiple attempts at trying to take this. You don't have a lot of time left to play the spawn game, so you're just going to have to Hail Mary it through the front.
This is the best chance that we've seen for an offensive round win. And Sukri's Bakery, they would be loving to walk away with it. Flying on out. They're onto the zone. Lucky. Could spoil the fun. They're going to fly through the back. Take control of radio. On the front line is a nade from Journey. They completely smoke Sukri's Bakery, and now we're down to 30 seconds.
Sukri's Bakery there just giving up that cobble push. Never really managed to spot that Lucky was coming in around the back of them. And instead it will be their undoing as they're pushed all the way out. One last chance at this. One last bite of the cherry.
Super. He just read Journey. And that's going to give the go-ahead now for the green light to go. Metals closes out the back door. Lucky holds off the front line. Sukri now the only one here to really stop this clock. He's going to be looking to go on out, but Journey says no can do. Rocker, they hold the line. They're going to be going up 2-1.
Huge map if you're Sukri's Bakery. I mean, look, map 3 is always going to be a big map in the context of things. It's always going to be important in a series, but we spoke about how there was so much for Sukri's Bakery coming into this one. They've always been good at control in the Elite so far this year. They've really got themselves a good record on Tuscan, and they beat out Rocker the last time they played them here. And next, we go to Berlin Hardpoint, which is Rocker Academy's playground. I think, looking back at things, there's going to be a couple of moments that Sukri's Bakery will come to rue, but one of them for me was a missed opportunity in one of the early attack rounds. I think it was their first attack round where they had 2 opportunities to dive and stack the point. Obviously, we don't have trophies in this game, so teams tend to not like that as much because one grenade can come in and smoke you out, but they had 2 opportunities to dive it, and they never really did. They wanted to keep playing the spawn game. Didn't work out for them in the end.
I mean, whether it's a grenade, whether it's a stun, it's always something inside of this. So honestly, Sukri's Bakery, you are not in a good position. We've already explained this prior to that. You saw, I mean, you wanted to win your 2, 3, and 5. Well, you lose the control. You're forced to take down Rocker Academy on their best map mode combo inside the Elite stages. And to do so, I mean, you are going to have to step up to the plate. We really hyped this whole thing between both of these teams as the Super versus Real show. Well, honestly, Real, he's been putting up strong numbers, but he hasn't been alone in this journey. Lucky, Metals, they have all been following in suit. We get to look at that now, and it just tells the story. When you're looking at the slaying of Rocker, when you're looking at the slaying of Sukri's Bakery, you are going to need to see something change going into that Berlin Hardpoint.
You really are. And, well, Berlin Hardpoint is not where you want to be fighting Rocker. They are currently, over the 2 Elite stages, so not including Cups, 14-1. If you're going to try and pull apart a team, you do not want to be coming up against that map record. It is so difficult to do. And you spoke there a little bit about, you know, the Real and Super battle and what's going on there. Those two have been great, you're right, but I feel like Real has had Lucky in his corner, and Lucky has been putting up some serious individual plays. There's a reason why we spoke so highly about him for so long, and the reason why in stage 1 he put up what was a ridiculous 1.26 over the entire stage. He's continuing that form here, and right now, I just don't know where I'm looking for Sukri's Bakery to pull this one back. They have got to undo Rocker in their own playground. Brody's probably tucking that wallet away in his pocket right now, feeling very comfortable.
He's still leading the VOD. He's like, forget about it. I didn't say it. Forget about it. I remember, Brody. Berlin Hardpoint, 2-1 for Rocker Academy. There's a reason this is the #1 team in European Challengers. I mean, they are the best in the biz at what they do. And going into Berlin, they are smirking. They're ecstatic at this opportunity. Going to be the first to the hill. Yakko, the flank, a pinch from Eric Boom. Looking for the break on early. Yakko's going to slide on in. Reads Lucky like a book. Now Metals all alone on the inside, calling for a little bit of help from the teammate, and the help does arrive. Real is going to get back in and hold things strong for Rocker Academy.
It will. And for a P1, Berlin's is actually quite valuable. A lot of P1s tend to be mixy, contested, a bit of a bloodbath, especially at the start of the game. But P1, you can soak up a lot of time in here in Berlin. But you've got to also then consider P2, Male, which is a big part of this map, not just for the hill, but also control of everything around it. Sat right in the core there. Metals to slip the net.
Metals is resigning in the spawns. Almost boxed in here. Sukri's Bakery. Real's going to strike first. Opens the door. Nobody home for now. Into the hill. Sukri's go. Real still looking for the kill. Super's going to win the one-on-one, but losing out on teammates. You can see the surge forward from Rocker Academy. They are going to be dominating in the kill factor, and in turn, they're just denying Sukri's Bakery of any potential time to collect inside of this hill #2. Real's going to find another one. Yakko, the only one alive as he falls. He's looking to his teammates to really go big off the respawn, but nobody is losing a fight, it seems like, on Rocker Academy. Metals is on 4 in a row.
You're gonna fight. Oh my goodness me. If you're gonna fight a side on their preferred hardpoint, you gotta bring something extra into the gunfights. And right now, it's all Rocker Academy. Rocker Academy feeling very good about themselves indeed. Sukri's Baker here. Gotta do something. It'll be Sukri opening things up with a pistol, but can't get fire control. So it's gonna be Rocker Academy in for the spawns. Sukri's needing to mount some sort of solid wave here. They've gotta get that fire control. They have part of it, but they're just missing this oxide control. Will Journey spot him?
Oh, he knows. Nobody knows where Journey is, and shooting fish in a barrel right now. Journey is A-okay in his position. And now you see Sukri's Bakery spawning up back in towards that P1. down 74-20. It's going to have to be a clean break, especially considering Rocker Academy are going to have the reinforcements right away with the better respawns. Real is tearing things up with metals to deny any position from Sukri's Bakery to find this break. Yakko slides on, does find Journey for now, but it doesn't last for too long. Sukri's Bakery, they need to set up for next, and they need to make it look good.
They do. They have given up pretty much everything so far. P1 completely against them. P2, Mixie probably even went Rocker Academy's way. P3, they do not rotate early enough. P4, they do not rotate early enough. How can you play Rocker Academy on their map, in their playground, and be giving them the rotations into these money hills?
I mean, these are the kings of Berlin. And you don't even look like you're prepared. Now having to traverse through the map to break things through. A very tough one. You see the barrels blowing up. Lucky's going to find Eric in the meantime. He does spot out Journey, hopping across train to train. He's going to deny the hill time and already tagged up Journey. Cleans him up with the sidearm. Now in top Sniper's Nest, you can start seeing a couple kills fly out for Sukri's Bakery. They do get a 4 down. They need to convert this into time.
They do, but this is a difficult one to hold. If you get in here, you're exposed from so many different angles. You can see Journey already trying to get in around the back warehouse here, so spawns will be out for Sukri's Bakery, and Rocker Academy will be here. I'm not sure whether or not they're looking to just contest this scrap time, but it doesn't matter because P5 is a stone's throw away, sat in that broken area, so wherever you spawn right now, this just turns into an utter bloodbath. But right now, Sukri's Bakery finally starting to get a bit of momentum.
Sukri finds the one-on-one to Real. It's 3 down to P5. 117-47. I mean, this is a masterclass out of Rocker Academy. It's what you expect on Berlin as well. The nade spam's going to come out. Eric Boom finds Real, denying time to Rocker. As they take control of Mayo Room, they need to step into the point. I mean, time clock's burning. You're down by a lot of points. And this is 35 seconds that you just cannot give up.
You can't. You're right about making sure that they're in the point, that they set themselves up and absorb whatever time that they can here. Kind of reminds me of the fact that they didn't dive those hills, the zone in control last time out. They've got to just start to super soak up a little bit of time. Sukri here, just play his life, but Rocker Academy already set themselves up for P1, and it is such a good hill to have control of. They will have the backside spawns. They will be in possession of the hill. Sukri's Bakery are going to have to break. They are starting to heat up, but it's a difficult ask on Berlin.
Nice and comfy. Inside the offices, Rocker Academy just doing their J job at the moment. It is business. Inside, Eric Boom around the outside, hops in for the contention. Yakko, 1-2 punch. Sukri in the front line, does find Real. The strafing are on lockdown as well, so a much needed break for Sukri's Bakery. You can see they're spawning up Rocker Academy all the way deep into that P3 building. And Sukri's in a fantastic position to maybe find streak number 2, but no, Journey's going to sniff him out. And he's going to be denying that. It's full 3 down for Rocker Academy to battle back into P1.
It is. That glide would have been absolutely massive, but they do manage to get 1 streak in, so that could still be very, very useful for them as Sukri's Bakery are continuing to work on that momentum that they started to build throughout the backside of the rotation. But that being said, again, last time out, Sukri's Bakery got here first, but Rocker Academy were more than happy to take it out of their hands, to snatch it away. And there's too many players for my liking still over by station, still worried about Lucky over and old.
Seconds going to be up. Sukri's Bakery, they're going to want every drop of this, but first they're going to need to find kills, and that was the struggle in the first set of rotations. Super Eric Boom, they find a full 3 down. Meadows, last one going to be alive. Eric Boom is going to find him. So together, they punch a hole through the setup of Rocker Academy's armor. And they're going to be starting to look to eclipse the triple digits now, down by 69 points. It's pretty nice if you're Rocker Academy, but for Sukri's Bakery, that is not what you want to be looking at. These 22 seconds, it's much desired. It looks like you're going to have to fight a little bit more because here comes Rocker Academy for the rebreak, and they're going to get in clean as ever.
It will. Rocker Academy will get that scrap time. It is, though, better from Sukri's Bakery, who do a better job of holding it, or at least making it contested, and then rotating into 3. They're happy to sit up on the northern side of the map, that Dock Street side, and control it from there. But fire's important, and Real's here.
Yes, indeed. Super. Into the rescue. This is where you can really pull yourselves back for Sukri's Bakery. The first time we've really seen them in a good setup. Early into the rotation. Eric Boom, another one to deny. Nade's going to find Eric. Journey, a second one as well. Yakko comes swinging. The damage is going to be out. No way you lose that. Journey, one-man army, is going to pull the spawns for Rocker Academy, and through the backline, they are flooding on in. You get the break from the backline, and you completely sniff out Sukri's Bakery. Only one last player to take care of it is going to be Sukri, but Yakko off the respawn does get there in time to help him out. It's still going to be a bloodbath to take the points at the end of it. Lucky's going to find a team nade, and after all, Real, he's going to walk away with it.
Can't let that happen to you. You can't be trying to get yourself back into a game with so many things stacked against you and just allow Journey to pull you apart individually. He gets a massive 3-piece. Sukri's Bakery will be in for P4, but this is such a difficult hill to get yourself set up on. You're so exposed from different areas. The positioning of Sukri will at least give them mail control, but they've nothing through broken, nothing through station, so there's a lot of angles they can be hit from.
You gotta finish your food. Okay. A little bit dicey. Teammate from Lucky as well, so 3 down. And if you're Sukri's Bakery, you can set up in very strong angles at this moment. Real waiting for the rotations from the teammates. Information's going to be out. Eric Boom looking to close the back door. The front line is what you got to be worried about at the moment. It's Rockers Academy. They're going to be flying on out. Real does deny the hill for a moment, but with numbers advantage, you can see Super doubles back, takes him out, hops right back into the hill.
Sukri here on an absolute tear, up to another 6. I feel like he's already had one so far this evening. He does indeed. So really, really heating up. Really looking good right now. He's just going to help his teammates clear out station. This has been a great sequence from Sukri's Bakery. Can they turn this into something here at P5? The problem that they have is, again, this hill is very mixy. And last time, Rocker Academy were happy to just make sure that there wasn't too much damage, give it up, get themselves in. So Sukri's have to be aware of that, but the spawn has come in. Super and Sukri will be spawned in over by fire.
Another 4 down. You can lose here. This is not time that you can give up. If you're Sukri's Bakery's off the respawn, you need to see them push the presence to this hill. Eric Boom gets caught in the rotations. Metal's still soaking up time. Only 18 seconds left, and this is going to be the series for Rocker Academy. Off the respawn, you can see them panicking a little bit, trying to get from one angle to the next, but picking them apart. Rocker Academy not allowing anything. 3 players going to be here for the break. 6 seconds left. Eric Boom finds the kills. 3 go down. Now this needs to be perfect hardpoint from the next 2 hills.
Does, and the problem is that they can't rotate away here. They can't send numbers over towards P1, so they lose the gunfight over there. The grenade comes through from Lucky as well to cut down Eric Boom. P1 will be in Rocker control. Sukri's have to leave and go huge, or it's done.
5 seconds left. They're gonna be in here. Nobody here for the contention. Can they touch? No. Real's gonna find Super, and Sukri's Bakery a little bit late to the draw. A little bit of miscommunication on what they wanted to have. Got a panicking to get to P5. And it's completely going to leave you high and dry over towards the rotation into set 3. And Rocker Academy set up in the driver's seat. Winner's advantage. All the scenarios that they need. They're going to find the series 3-1. They go to Hardpoint on Berlin. It's their map mode combo for a reason. And they're going to walk away with the series looking as good as ever.
Yeah, and you see why people should not be taking Rocker Academy on Berlin Hardpoint. And right there, Sukri's Bakery spent a lot of that game getting pulled apart and having to chase. And although they had a really good second rotation and a bit better in the third rotation, you could feel some momentum building, especially out of Sukri himself as an individual. There was way too much to claw back there. Way too much to ask. And the thing as well about that final P5, I feel like there was still plenty of opportunity for Sukri's team to come back into this and win this. But I was sat analyzing ahead, and I'm sat thinking, okay, they need to make sure they're also thinking about P1. They were way too far ahead. They were way too far thinking about that and didn't send the numbers towards P5, leaving them in a do-or-die scenario at the end there. And you just can't put yourself in that situation when Rocker Academy are playing you.
When we take a look back at this whole map, and the one thing that just off the draw, it seemed like they were struggling to get these setups. They were totally tunnel visioned on every single hard point that we saw open, that they just weren't thinking ahead. And Rocker Academy so practiced, so ready for Berlin hardpoint. It's just clockwork at this point when they're rotating around the map. Journey was always getting the rotations, and this moment right here, that 3-piece from himself to open up that hill 3 break for Rocker Academy, that's what really pushed Sukri's Bakery against the ropes. And I mean, going on, if you want to go toe-to-toe with Rocker Academy, seeing how clockwork Berlin Hardpoint is for them, you need to be looking ahead, because if you're not, you're going to be starting out at a disadvantage that you just cannot come back to.
Yeah, no, 100%. They started off way too slow, allowed too many key rotations. I mean, you can understand losing P1 off the break if you don't get preferred side spawn. You should then get in for 2. They get in there kind of messily. They should then begin to consider 3. They don't until way too late. If you don't get P3, rotate into P4 nice and early. It's across the other side of the map, and it was still all Rocker Academy throughout that first rotation. Way too much to then claw back into this game. We've got the stats up in front of you, and we've spoken about this young man multiple times throughout this year, and we spoke about him coming into this series, but look at Real, 33 and 22. Only Lucky goes positive otherwise on the Rocker Academy. Real dropping 3.5k damage with 13 kills around the objective, plus his own minute and 34 in the hard point. Guys, do it all superstar.
It's not like Sukri's Bakery were playing horrible on Berlin Hardpoint. I mean, Sukri having very pop-off moments here and there, 29 and 20, putting up good numbers. Super, 20 and 21. Eric Boom, 22 and 23. It's Yakko, 17 and 27, putting up 2,500 damage. But, I mean, it's just the relentless pressure that you're getting out of the submachine guns like Real on Minnesota Rocker Academy, is that you need somebody to go toe-to-toe. And you had Super doing it. You had Sukri doing it. But, I mean, just on the inside of these hills, a lot of one-on-ones lost to Yakko. That was really giving time over towards Rocker. You look at the series, and this is what we saw. Gavin 2 Hardpoint, 250 to 214 to Rocker. You got the bounce back for map number 2, 6-2. Very convincing Tuscan out of Sukri's Bakery. But then the next 2 maps, you go back to the respawns, and Rocker Academy, they didn't give up on the defenses over on Tuscan Control, and Berlin Hardpoint, they're the kings of that map for a reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, we saw exactly why they're the kings of that map. They're phenomenal. And I think that we've been hammering a bit on about the fact that Sukri's dropped that control and that they should never have really done that. And sure, but that game was very much so in the balance all the way through, if not in Rocker's hands for the majority of it. Going back to map 1, Sukri's Bakery had such a strong first rotation. They then go into that second one, set up for P2 nice and early, and then just get obliterated. And from there, it is Rocker Academy who then have all the momentum and rotate things around. If I'm watching the series back from Sukri's Bakery point of view, that's where things fall apart for me. Because if they take that map, take map 2 in the convincing fashion that they did, they can then at least hope to extend it out towards the map 5 where they want to be taking this series. We did say that they were perhaps trying to figure out how Rocker Academy would play and set themselves up for the playoffs, which they did poorly in stage 1. Hopefully, they've come away from this series with a lesson or 2 learned.
I mean, you look back at it, you are going to see moments where this was very doable for Sukri's Bakery. In both hardpoints, even, I mean, that Berlin hardpoint, yes, it was Rockers from the start, but there were moments that Sukri's Bakery definitely could have looked a little bit better and potentially walked away with both of these hardpoints. The search and destroy, it looked lights out inside of that. And you even look back to stage 1 when these two teams met up against each other in the head-to-head. It went to game 5. I mean, Rocker Academy, they might be the best in Europe right now, but they can bleed. So Sukri's Bakery, I mean, I wouldn't be kind of hanging your head low at this point. I would just be taking this as an opportunity that you're still going toe-to-toe with the best. You just need that one little thing to push you over the agenda, to push you over Rocker Academy right now, because it's there. You just need to bring it to the light.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Map 2 was convincing. Map 1 and 3, they had plenty of opportunities. I do think that 4 was kind of always in Rocker Academy's hands. There was some individual pop-off moments. But yeah, I think that 1 and 3, there were opportunities for them to take those and push this deeper or perhaps win it. So yeah, if they came into this with a mindset of a lot of learning, take that deeper on, then fair enough. But for now, Rocker Academy won't care. They remain the kings of Spain, and they remain one of the best teams in Europe.
Let's head over to the Charlie stream and take a look at Revenge Tour versus GWR Signs heading into a Gava 2 Hardpoint. Just to recap this series so far, GWR Signs finds Berlin Hardpoint map number 1, and they actually follow up with a round 11 win inside of Berlin Search and Destroy. Tuscan Control goes the way of Revenge Tour, round number 5, and that's going to leave us here back to the Hardpoint where Revenge Tour looking to push us the distance.
Well, I think you'd color me surprised if you told me this was how the series was going to play out before it started. Not the Revenge Tour or Signs are necessarily massively gulfs apart in quality, but Revenge Tour do have some fantastic players on there who've recently finished as high as second in Elite Stage 1. So a lot here then for Revenge Tour to do. They've got to win this one and then hop themselves over to a Game 5, and Deppa up to a 5 streak right before our eyes.
Make it 6. From 0-5 to 6-5. Quite the turnaround from himself, and GW Signs in control of the rotation. They're looking to push the lead as well. Jackster, first one in, first one down. Nadix finds a nice 2 up top to just relay this back into the pressure of GWR Signs. Full streaks onto Deppa, and GWR Signs with the setup towards Beach. Still 38 seconds, so Revenge Tour, by all means, they don't want to give this one up. They're going to take another swing at this one. Cobra slides on through, finds the player on the inside of the hill. Second one comes up. Jackster finally finds the break onto the first player. But Deppa comes through the respawns, and he's going to be keeping it in control of Signs.
Deppa should never have won that second gunfight. I'm not sure if Mythix was midway through a YY or something, but he should have won that. He should have traded that one out. This will give up the rest of the time then to Signs. And the thing is, again, if you are losing P3 on this map, you then make sure P4 is yours. The rotation, though, isn't as clean as Revenge Tour would have liked it because there's a lot of pressure immediately, and they're losing gunfights.
We saw this in our first Gavatu. It's tough to break, but I mean, Deppa's already back here. I don't think they're going to be aware. Yes, they are. Mythic's hiding away. Peeks out. He's going to find that player. Nadix still finds the break. Slides on now. Can't find the 4. Oh, Keza just snapped onto him. So, still GWR Signs trying to break this one. On a moment to come back for Revenge Tour. It's going to be 3 down on the front line. Now, setup's going to be looking to come into fruition.
They are. And delivers in round the back here. Will pick out one, and there's still a good 30 seconds left to play for here. So this is a great break from Signs. And the thing is here as well, not only do they get the break, but they get the push out. They've got the southern side of the map controlled, so they're already thinking about the next rotation. They've got a great lead. Revenge Tour need to step up here. Revenge Tour need to find themselves some sort of sequence. It's got to begin now. 2 kills. It's a bit of a pinstripe feed, though. It's never clean. And when we get into this next hill, it is mixy, dicey, contested. And you want to have boat control for now. Doesn't belong to anybody.
Oh, Keza, he knows Cobra's up here. Jackster is going to be the one to clean him up. Into the hill early. Revenge Tour looking to pull this one back. They have the setup inside the hill. No setup around the outside. And in doing so, Revenge Tour, they are going to be dropping to the ARs of Nadix. And Deppa is going to push the agenda right into the hill, take things over for GWR Signs, and continue this relentless pressure inside the hardpoint. I mean, they are looking like they can do no wrong.
Absolutely. Signs just getting complete control over everything that you would want here. They've got hill. They're trying to push out through the back of radio in order to force that further beachside spawn that you can see currently coming in for Revenge Tour, leaving them a lot of the map to get across. And with boat control in their hand as well, they can cut off anything later arriving, although Deliver manages to miss Jackster sliding through the mid-map. There is a little bit of hope in for Revenge Tour. They get in for P1, but can they hold it as numbers begin to arrive?
Big question mark indeed. Deliver on 4 in a row. Set up to cut off these rotations. GW Signs from Hill 5 to Hill 1, completely uncontested right at the moment. Set up from Renshaw, still struggling to get things going. Deliver lines up another 2. It's going to be Shrieks in his hand, looking for more. As now they eclipse 160, Andy, and Revenge Tour really struggling at stepping up toe-to-toe to these players. Nice nade from Jackster. It's going to at least deny the glide bomb. Can there be a follow-up? It's a big no. Deppa finds the beatdown. Jackster in for the contestant. Nadix is going to come to the rescue. And it is another break for GWR Signs to hold on tight.
It is. This is subliminal hardpoint. This is fantastic out of them. I think I'd have been fair to say one of the outside seeds coming into the elite, but they're looking really good here. Watson is 6 and 17. Mythix is 8 and 15. They are just not winning gunfights. Signs are very happy to either rotate themselves or just, okay, we'll break you on the gunfights, and this is looking real good as they get themselves in for 2 as well. Revenge Tour here, scrambling, desperate, need to find something.
Have to be a big comeback on Gavatu. Not the easiest feat to achieve. Especially when you're losing out on these rotations. You're just getting bullied out by the ARs. Watson's going to find 2 through the middle of the map. Denies time for the moment, but coming right back into things are going to be the rest of GW Signs. Deppa slides on in right through the hole. Finds Jackster. breaks on in now. Keeping this time collecting for GWR. Signs finds 3 in a row with the help. Lets him know that they're smoking them on Gavin to Hardpoint at the moment. 20 seconds to collect onto this hill. Deliver's going to find Chaxter, and this is 20 seconds that it looks like GWR Signs, they're going to pick up unless Watson gets in and finds these kills, and Watson's going to find them.
Revenge will have to put themselves on the same game plan at some point. Mythics is already trying to move himself over towards P3. A bomb will land on his forehead, so he will not get himself in. But whilst he's trying to get over towards the new hill, you can see the Revenge Tour is still a bitsy. They're contesting bit of old, but the spawns will at least flip. So an opportunity here if they can make something happen, if they can get themselves in for 3 and then get someone pushed out towards controlling P1 and that turret, that will give them a shot at clawing back into this game. If it doesn't happen now, it won't happen at all.
Well, you get a sign of life from the Slays. Watson finds Cobra around the back. Still spawning up. It's going to be GWR Signs. So you still have a lot of killing to go through if you want to collect the rest of this. Deliver around the outside. Finds Keza. Shots onto Mythics as well. Not going to find the kill just yet. Still keeping him ducked on down. Deliver through the wall. It's going to find it. Now you got to take care of Chaxter. For the contention. 18 seconds to play for. Chaxter wins it out. You're looking over to P4 now. And Keza's going to be here to spoil the fun. Only good for 1. GWR Signs, they're set up.
They are. And they're pushed out as well. And if Cobra manages to get control of this top boat, it's going to be very difficult for Revenge Tour to get any sort of presence. And the opening gunfights are just never going their way. There's nothing clean for Revenge Tour. There's never multiple down for them when not going Signs' way or something. And they've got to get in. So Revenge Tour have no choice but to sprint at this, and Deliver's waiting.
Look at this kill feed. It's all white for Revenge Tour as they break in from the front and the back. The pinch is successful. This has got to be careful. Oh my god, Mythics! Lined up and dropped. It's 3 in a row for the AR. 20 seconds to pick up here. GWR Signs, they have the win condition, Andy. So curious to see if they're going to push this one more time. It looks like they are thinking about taking another shot at it. But here they come. Chaxter, team nade onto Keza. Cobra hops on in. Is going to find Chaxter after all. But another team nade, this time from GWR Signs. It's a one-on-one here. Deliver versus Watson. And Watson's going to drop, but Keza is going to get the trade for the moment all the way deep from that other side of the map. The GWR Signs, they do get into this hill, but now you're looking at the rotation again.
Yeah, GWR Signs turn to hit things way too late, but somehow a ring-a-ring-a-rosy between Keza and Nadix ends up with Nadix getting in through the back, and that might break Revenge Tour before they ever really manage to get themselves into a solid position. That's unfortunate. That's COD timing at its finest. And now Revenge Tour have to answer back.
Nadix finally overwhelmed. Split kill feed, but it's Revenge Tour comes out on top. 231 to 183. Revenge Tour have really dialed this one up. Into the second set of rotations. Step up finds 2, spearheading this attack. Nadix from behind gets caught out from Mythics. A team kill onto Chaxter, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter. We are heading to a third set of rotations, Andy, and GWR Signs, they're looking to be here first.
They are. Right now,
Whoa, we are back, and apologies, a little bit of technical difficulties, but we do have what happened to that Gavin 2 hardpoint. It was GWR Signs winning 250 to 200 to then win the series in a 3-1 fashion. My name is Seymour, alongside me is Nigma, and it has been a crazy start to the day so far, Andy. I am very impressed with a lot of these teams so far in the elite stage.
Yeah, I mean, Rockman Academy and Soku's Bakery trade blows. These two lineups are trading blows forever. I mean, minus Real, pull him into the mix this year. But yeah, really good to watch them two go at it. Some moments where it could have gone either way, and then some absolute shutouts as well. And that last one, I was really enjoying that. I was getting heated. That was looking like a real good comeback. But unfortunately, the technical issues that you just alluded to. But GWR Signs, I would not have put my money on them coming out on top in that series. Really good performance out of them. We saw some insane individual stuff. Depa in particular, individual that looked good out there.
Well, you and I actually casted over this team into the qualifier for them to get into the elite stage, and now seeing them inside of it, I was really thinking my own end is, how is this team going to fare when they're going up against, you know, higher competition inside of the elite stages? And this win against Revenge Tour, I mean, that's a big one to slap onto your resume right there. Now, feeling a little bit good, getting some comfortable wins underneath you, but that's not the only game that was going on throughout the first round. We had Ultra Academy versus Doge Nation. Ultra Academy wins that 3-0. Pretty clean sweep. We did see the Rocker Academy beat out on Sukri's Bakery 3-1 in their own respective front. And on the mainstream, we're at youtube.com/Call of Duty Challengers, where Shift and Visions are taking you through things on the main channel. You saw Vengeance versus Originals, and it looks like Vengeance actually took that in a 3-1 fashion.
Okay. So as well, one of the things that we got to think about as well is some of the moving seats in all of this, and the way that the rosters have all panned out and so on. And how that plays, and we'll come into that when we get to our second match this evening, I believe, Seymour. But one of the interesting things coming out of all of this is that you do end up, no doubt, with plenty of, for example, you look at this Rocker Academy, Sukri's Bakery lineup. These two teams are relatively the same, so they're learning a lot about each other, trying to evolve their game. Some of these other sides have made changes, and clearly not working out.
Oh, some of them clearly are not, and that's the thing with roster mania. I mean, it is crazy when it happens, not only to follow it, but to see how the teams are going to fare when it does come through as well. Sometimes you think it's going to be the right move, but a lot of the time it's not going to be the right move, and you're just going to need to keep working on things as you go through. I mean, it's still early inside stage 2, Andy, so I assume, I mean, you hit those VODs, you look back at things, and you have to do better into the next series. I mean, you still have a chance to stay alive. Playoffs is very much an option for a lot of these teams. So, honestly, at this point, inside week 1, you just need to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's why I'm kind of glad to see teams trying out different map sets. Like when you and me sit there in the green room, the virtual green room beforehand, and we're noting down map counts, we're trying to figure out why teams have done certain things. Again, Sukri's Bakery lost to Rocker Academy 3-1, but if they've learned lessons from this that will help them do better when we get to playoff time, when we get to win in the cheddar, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. And so they should 100% be looking forward to that point for these teams and looking to be a big factor towards the end, not just throughout full play.
Well, knowledge is power, after all. And if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So you're going to have to make those adjustments going on forward. Folks, we are going to get things set up for a second set of matches. But while we get that going, while we get these lobbies populated, we're going to head to a break. And when we come back, we're going to bring some more action here for Season 2 of the EU Challenger Elites. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to the We Are ClutchGG coverage of Season 2 of the EU Challenger Elites. My name is Seymour. Alongside me is Enigma. We're here to bring you our second set of matches for the day, mainly focusing on Vengeance versus Ultra Academy EU. I'm super excited to finally get a chance to see this Ultra Academy roster, as well as the revenge story of this Vengeance roster. You got Wee Man going up against your old pals over on Ultra Academy, and this is just going to be a banger.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a real good one. I mean, the revenge story is definitely there, and we'll dig into that as we go, but there's so much more to talk about when it comes to these two teams. Let's start with Vengers. We got Denza, Wardy, Maple, and Wee Man. Denza, an absolute superstar in his own right, was a massive part of the Revenge Story team that finished second last time out. Picked up a 1.18 KD across stage 1, third overall behind Super and Lucky. This guy, SMG, hits everything, hits it hard. To come away from a 1.18 over the entire stage is ridiculous. The guy's insane. I was actually very surprised to see him leave that squad. But I do love the squad he's moved on to. Wardy is a player I've been speaking about for a while now. He himself put up, I think, a 1.16 throughout stage 1, and he himself frying. So put those two alongside Maple and Wee Man, throw in a little bit of spice with a Wee Man revenge story. Oh, baby, what a series we've got lined up for us here.
I mean, you look at just Denza and you're wondering, I mean, you get second place. I mean, that's great. It's a great placing. Why would you switch teams? Because second place isn't enough for these players. I mean, you need to make changes, and obviously this was the change that he felt was right. I'm excited, but you don't have any team to just overlook on the opposite end. Ultra Academy, Beans, Furious, Harry, Vortex. I mean, you get rid of Wee Man, you bring Furious into the roster, just get a little bit of a punch for yourself, a little bit, just pack a little bit more power into your squad. And so far, it's been good. Ultra Academy in their first series of the day, they win 3-0 over Doge Nation. Vengeance, a 3-1 original. So both of these teams coming off of wins. And this is where we're going to be meeting each other. Andy, we got Tuscan, Gabatu Berlin. Not a whole lot of diversity, but a whole lot of Tuscan.
A whole lot of Tuscan indeed. I mean, God bless us with some maps, please. But yeah, no, so coming into, I mean, I'm not going to pull apart the maps too much because I feel like these two teams are relatively evenly matched. The one thing that I will say is on regards to forms, you're saying both teams are coming into this evening with wins. Ultra Academy yesterday lost a heartbreaker to Rocker Academy in what will undoubtedly be an absolute war throughout the rest of this year amongst that group of players. They lose a round 11 game 5. They go and demolish Signs, and then they obviously demolish their game today. So kind of as you would expected, a heartbreak of a loss to Rocker Academy, sure, but you've got to be quite happy about pushing them that far. For Vengeance, they come into a win. Yesterday, they picked up a win as well over a team they would have been expecting to. However, they were pushed to a game 5 by Doge Nation. Now, Doge aren't a bad side by any stretch of the imagination, but I think this Vengeance squad would have been expecting that to be a bit more comfortable. So are there gaps in their play?
Big question. Are there big gaps in their play to look at? Aside from this series, if you're looking at more to as well, you can go over to the main stream where I Hold Shift and Visions are taking control of youtube.com/Call of Duty Challengers. They got Doge Nation and Rocker Academy. On the Bravo stream, we got Originals Revenge Tour. The Charlie stream, GWR Signs, Soot Breeze Bakery. A big question you just stated to me is, are there going to be any gaps in their playing? Well, going into the Tuscan Hardpoint, I feel like this is really we're going to be seeing if those gaps are going to come into fruition, Andy. I mean, Tuscan is very fundamental. We haven't seen it yet today inside Hardpoint on stream, but Ultra Academy, you just said it yourself. They just played Doge Academy on this, 250 to 221. That's not the best scoreline you want to have, especially against a team who is honestly on the lower end of the elite stage right now. So if you're Ultra Academy, you're coming into this and you're looking to make some changes.
You are indeed. The one thing away from the hardpoint record isn't actually that great. 2-2 coming into this today, but their S&D and Control really quite solid. Control, they 3-0, S&D 3-1. So maybe it's the hardpoint. Maybe they have gaps there, but those losses will obviously have been to Rocker Academy, so we know how good they are. It's difficult to see where that might be. For Vengeance, on the other hand, they've coming into this today, they'd won 4 hard points, lost 2, won 2 S&Ds, lost 2, winning all 3 controls. So something's got to give on Control, but when it comes to the Search and Destroy, I feel like it's going to be tough for Vengeance up against this Ultra Academy side, who clearly are quite comfortable there.
And I feel like, I mean, we're kind of hyping up the revenge story between Wee Man against Furious here. You need to see either Furious or Wee Man on your team putting up those numbers, because it's just crazy to see that a team, you know, like Ultra Academy is not getting comfortable on Hardpoint. So definitely going to be seeing that, but we are going to hop over to Originals versus Revenge Tour while we get things going into that, and we're going to look towards another stream. And they're on Tuscan Hardpoint as well, so I guess we get a little bit of a feel of Tuscan Hardpoint before heading into our main matchup.
We will, and for me, Revenge Tour have got to answer some serious questions this evening, because they were just beaten by Signs 3-1, in which they were beaten in both hard points. So they've got to come out with some fire and no doubt put a lot of questions to bed, questions that they're already going to have. In the game we were watching before we ended up with those technical issues, Mythics, there was an individual who was struggling. Watson was struggling. They've both gotten off to a solid start here. Do they keep that going as we head in over towards this Cobble side?
The Originals, not an easy team to get through. Cobble in control of the Originals for now. Here comes Nile around the outside. Chastor has a nice opening. take them down to start this one off. And look at that kill feed. It is all red. Revenge Tour trying to keep things open. Raffi is going to split together a nice 3. Swaps the secondary. And these strays just coming through back and forth from either side. You have not seen a solid setup into the hill just yet.
You haven't at all, and the originals are going to be well down, looking to rotate over towards 3, and actually there's a gap here, and if timing goes against their way, big gunfight. Hockey wins it. Hockey needed to win that, otherwise this was Revenge Tour beginning to steamroll something. I will say, as we're on board here with Niall, he's the guy I'm looking to step up for the originals. He had a pretty poor stage 1, especially for someone of his quality. Lowest KD across everyone in the stage, so definitely a guy I'm looking to see step up, and hopefully a bit more than that as Jax outmaneuvers him.
Jaxer right through the window is going to find that, but keep this in your head. Revenge Tour Originals on Tuscan. It seems like we are going to be hopping over to our main stream in the moment, and yes, we are. Ultra Academy and Vengeance, Tuscan Hardpoint. We get to see what we get on this one. Big highlights. Wee Man versus Furious. What are we going to get? The opening break. Ultra Academy are going to drop 2 right at the inside. Vortex looking for a little bit of action, but no, it's 3 going to be down. Beans splitting the feed through you. Can he win this one-on-one? He has some help from the outside. Denza's going to find Harry. Maple takes down Vortex now with Beans again on an island for the inside. Contest for the meantime, but it's going to be 4 wipe for Vengeance to start collecting.
Denza just goes ridiculous. Like, I was talking a minute ago, this guy's a superstar. Just shows you right on there. He's basically completely swarmed under pressure from both Harry and Beans, hunkering down in the hard point. Not only stays alive and manages to allow his team time to arrive and support him, but picks up 2 huge kills. This guy's fantastic. Anyway, we're going to rotate over towards this P2 side. We're going to rotate over towards Cobble. We've already got Vengeance here set up, who have given themselves a little bit of a lead and are taking this fight straight to Ultra Academy, who are coming in big.
Yeah, big around the outside. Needs to be break soon. Wardy on this L has some help from Denza. It's a 2 for 2. Keep us even. Vortex splits the difference. Wardy comes flying. One-on-one here for Steve-O, and he's got 5 in a row to break on in for Ultra Academy. You can see there's still some presence up here. Is he going to read Denza? It's big no, so streaks amount to nothing. Ultra Academy, they don't collect time here. It's still going to be a fight for the later and 25 seconds that you want. Furious and Harry, they find it 2 big kills here to hold on to things, but they need a couple more before they get the scrap time.
They will, and I like this from Beans. I like the movement here. He hits an early rotation, but at the same time pushing out areas that might have been a threat to Ultra Academy. Seeing out the last of that scrap time, he will arrive, get a kill, but it is traded because multiple were on the rotation as well. And
Wardy.
Actually a weird moment here. Yeah, Wardy getting in through the back, rotating very late, works out for him.
And he was really going to punish Ultra Academy and slow things down for the take to Fountain. Nobody collecting time. Maple's going to hop on in. Here comes Furious from the staircase. Maple's going to know that. Big win from that. Wardy comes to the help. Still split kill feed for either side. Steve-O's going to come out on top. Vortex in for the time at the moment. Still presence here from Vengeance. Sliding on in is going to be Wee Man. The scuffle out here. Nobody has really been able to set up since P1, and this is some good moments out of Ultra Academy. The fact that they're denying this out of Vengeance, who got set up first, I mean, these are big moments, Andy.
It is. And part of it is that they're hitting on different sides, and it's fantastic. And Harry reads Wardy's position, does a great job, does enough damage to force him to back on off. That should be scrap time. The rotation will come in from both sides. There is a fight over at old, but no one will really care about that. We're going to be scrapping here over Church. Maple looking to control this southern side of the map, looking to stop any sort of Ultra Academy pressure coming through, but there's a bloodbath over here as we rotate into Church. Game basically level, Seymour, all to fight for.
And Maple in the back. He still got spawns for Ultra Academy early. Duo is going to find Maple inside that Church. It's a 3v4 on the inside. Denza, Wardy, they find 2. They open it up. Sivo's in a little bit of trouble. Wee Man's going to hunt him down. It's a full 3 down. You're going to need Beans to go big, but he's only going to be good for 1 kill. So Ultra Academy off the respawn, going up towards the northern side of the mini-map. All flooding on through one door. Here comes the nades. Furious opens things up. What's the follow-up going to look like? 1 so far. Denza to keep it even. Pushes the agenda a little bit farther. Trades ring on through. And it's Vengeance to hold down time.
It is. I thought Ultra Academy done a great job there, actually. Decided to wrap around the back of Church, get the spawn control, and then win a lot of important gunfights. But Vengeance just hold out enough for Wardy to arrive. Picks up 3. Guys onto 15 and 6. I've been calling it for quite some time. I really love this guy. I think he's a star for the future and showing why in what is a massive matchup. And we rotate over to this next hill. it's a good amount of pressure out from Ultra Academy. They will have bodies out there and control, but this hill gets dicey.
There's a lot of veterans in this lobby. Looking to be the best in the game right now. Very right. Very dicey into this one. Wardy skips a nade across. Does take out a Vortex from the hill. Ultra Academy will be able to reinforce it right away. Harry's got the cross. He's on 3 in a row as well. Spots out a player bottom well. There's 2 to fight. And Wayman is going to take him down before that. Wardy on in with the SMG. Nice angle from Beans. How many can he find? 1 so far. Maple closes the door onto Steve-O. This is going to be a big one-on-one. Time here. Furious. Just around the outside. In for the contention. 2 bodies to fight against. Wardy's going underneath. Up top is Wardy. And you're going to see the kills from Vengeance just keep them in control of this hill.
Well, huge 2-piece there from Weeman. One of the guys that we're highlighting coming into this, it's his revenge tour, remember, is him looking to make things happen against his old side. And Wardy is still going. Wardy's already got himself a strafe. Wardy's onto a 3-piece and is cooking Ultra Academy right now, making himself a statement. It will be Vengeance who actually get in and manage to get there. And Ultra Academy rotated for this after giving up scrap time. That is a bad sequence from them.
Not the best start you want out of Academy, but the second set, I mean, this is where you can turn things around. Big moment out of Vengeance. They find 3 down. Looking to set up now for this first hill, soak up as much time as they can, whereas Ultra Academy really flooding on from only 1 point. Furious Beans, they find 3. Now the time to fly. Steve-O looking to take control of you. Ultra Academy back into this hill, denying the time for now, and that is actually a very successful hit from them to retake this first hill.
Some seriously contrasting styles here when it comes to retakes, and at least ones that have been successful. Vengeance seem very keen to wrap and pinch and play a traditional retake of a hill in a way, whereas Ultra Academy seems to be much more one-dimensional, one-directional. Hit it maybe from the front, get a pick, and then swarm together in some sort of over-assembled conga line. However, Ultra Academy not done a great job in their hold so far. They will be in for Cobble. Can they finally shut out a Vengeance squad?
Big question. These kills need to be big. Vortex for 2. Beans and Harry close the door. The setup's going to be out. Where will we see Vengeance spawn? Middle of the map. You do have Ultra Academy kind of separated out here, but winning these one-on-ones are going to be huge. See if they can hold the rest. Furious finds 2. Can he find a third Maple? It's shaky, and Beans comes to the rescue. Weeman has broken on in, but it was only for a moment's time, and maybe a little bit of an unfortunate miscommunication. Vengeance actually flipped the spawns.
Yeah, not what they would have wanted. Weeman will already begin his rotation over towards the new one. I'm not sure if he actually just spawned there because of presence across the mid-map from Furious. And does Furious read this? He does. He knows someone's here, and he's going to have to back that down because that's an AR sat up on a heady.
They come. AR, big moment. Furious still flies on out there without a team to back him up. Vengeance, they have the setup, and they have the cleanup as well, so things looking good so far for the squad. Fountain Hill has been nothing but kind to this team. But Steve-O and Furious, if they have something to say, I mean, they're going to fight from the front. Furious takes control of Vines. Vortex is going to hop in to collect this time. And this is, again, a big move from Ultra. Okay to fight from the front of the hill, Andy.
Yeah, neither team are going to be happy with these last 2 hills. Cobble was essentially in Ultra Academy's hands, and then a massive grenade comes over from Maple, cleans out who I think was Harry or someone anyway on the hill. Forces the whole Ultra Academy defensive setup to rotate. They don't get as much time out of the previous hill that they would have wanted. Vengeance get themselves in for Fountain, a hill that you would usually be very comfortable on, and there's just not as much purchase as you would like. Ultra Academy have kept this very, very dicey. Mixy, not something you would have expected out of what is a very good hill to get in first for. This game is a bloodbath. Both teams absolutely going for this one.
Well, it's because when you are getting these kills from the teammates or the players, although not a lot of positive KDs on Academy, 2 players positive, 3 or 2 at least even. I mean, they're getting the right ones. They're getting untraded kills as well. So these breaks have been solidified. Here comes the break from the front. Vengeance flying on in. Denza's going 1 for 1. Is a 3v2 on the inside, and Vortex, he does not want to give up any ounce of this. Ultra Academy, they are going to be set up, and they're looking to flip the lead.
They are, but Wardy's found himself in around the back, manages to pick up 1, and that's going to turn a couple of heads of Ultra Academy. Steve-O might not mind it, though. No, he is caught between a rock and a hard place, and he does eventually go down. So, bit of scrap time now towards Vengeance. However, Ultra Academy have really had some momentum come into this over the last couple of hills as we head over towards P5. Last time around, this was as mixy as you would expect. I'm not expecting any particular team to take a hold of this one by the scruff of the neck because of the way this hill is built, but and they at least try.
Morty down well. 4 in a row. Vortex is going to clean him up. Ultra Academy, they have the setup. They're going to take the lead once more. And they have beyond that. Everybody on Vengeance going to be flooding on in through the rooftop side of the map, setting up for this pinch. Stuck inside the stairwell. 2 players out of Ultra Academy. Can they find these kills? Here comes Maple around it. The help from Wee Man. Wardy, everybody getting a little bit of taste of blood in there. Harry's the last one alive, and he's the last to fall. It's a successful break into Vengeance.
It is. It's fantastic. If you can get a massive chunk of time at this hill, you're really getting bonus points. It should be a super forward, back and contested. And oh my goodness me. This is one of those hills that if you manage to get yourself quite a few more than the opponent, then you are very glad for it. We've got to start to think about one. And you can see that there's already gunfights going on over there as Wardy and Maple head on over. Wardy, who is on 32 and 20. We've still got quite a bit of this game to go. Absolutely cooking it up. So Vengeance get in first then, but it is going to be Ultra Academy with a lot of presence through mid and trying to hit through the front again where they've been very comfortable.
I had a feeling we were in this for the long run. I didn't realize we'd get this map to map, though. 3 goes down for Vengeance. Ultra find the break early into the first set, or into the third set. You look at Vengeance just waiting for an opportunity to break, and hasn't presented itself just yet. You're getting player number 1, Wardy, to rotate all the way through this map, see if they can flip spawns, but here comes the rest of the team. It's Wee Man, Denza, they find 2 through you. Here comes the break. Maple setting up for the crossfire all alone inside the hill. It's going to be Beans, and he's going to get snuffed out. One more Vortex. Vortex still alive, so still some kills to come on through. And Ultra Academy, they are holding on to this first hill. They got a 15-second lead. You have to look to Cobble.
You do, and there was for a moment there a rotation in from Vengeance, but Beans has managed to go on through it and will... He should get a lot of information, but he's given his position up. However, it won't matter just for now because Vengeance are not set up in any particular way. Massive gunfight from Maple. Reads Furious coming in around the back, cleans it out, but this is not comfortable by any stretch of the imagination. It needs massive plays. And here, this is one of those hills again where you should have something set up. This should be a hold and a break scenario, but it is still a completely dicey situation.
It's a tug of war right now. Furious through L. He's going to find Denza. Take him out of the hill. He's expecting the next one. Doesn't get the reload. Wardy 3 in a row for himself. We're going back and forth from the squad. It's winnable if Vengeance get onto the hill, and they do. Ultra Academy, they are going to need to hit this hill one more time. Here comes Furious. Around the outside, he's going to find Wardy. Stevo a second. They break back into this. This is going to be some big kills coming through, and Denza, he should secure the rotations.
He should, and Beans will indeed get picked off, and that's a massive kill in mid-map. That could have been the problem in their defensive setup right there. Look how far pushed out they are as well along this south side, stopping a rotation coming on over from Ultra Academy, bottlenecking players in through the middle where Wardy is waiting for another 2-piece.
Vengeance. What's on the menu for this series? Let's see if it's what's going to start us off early into this one. 8 seconds left. Here comes Ultra Academy. Furious in the stairwell. Somebody's watching it. Takes out Maple. Slides into the hill. The trades will be through. 4 seconds remaining. Cans Beans find the kill. He cannot. And Vengeance, they hold on strong to the Fountain Hill. And they're going to be leading on to this series with a 250 to 237 win on Tuscan Hardpoint. What a way to open up the series.
What a way indeed. I mean, we know the quality that both of these sides possess. We know that there's a revenge story in here. You know, we know that there's up-and-comers in this lobby. But I gotta say that straight away, the energy was there. I kept saying it throughout, and I was trying to get my point across. There's so many hills in Tuscan. It is one of our better hardpoint maps, in my opinion, where you have hills that you can set up and play for breaks and play for rotations, like a lot of your classic Call of Duty maps. We didn't get a lot of that here. We had teams kind of half get in, and then they'd be bullied out from the front if it was Ultra Academy, or Vengeance would send Wardy around on a wrap, and Outman gets paid. They end up getting a couple of kills, and it was never really super solid, strong setups allowed by either team. Really, really just trading blows all the way through that one.
It's a submachine gun player playground in that. And you saw, I mean, a big player that I was looking at for Ultra Academy to step up, Furious, you know, new to this team, on that SMG role, he was really putting pressure on that and constantly fighting from the front. Both teams comfortable when it gets mixy, comfortable at just denying time from either side, even when the setups are there. And that's the veteran experience. That is, the long run that these players are ready for. They're okay with just going kind of trading out like 15 seconds each hill, getting the scrap time whenever. It's a tug of war when you have two teams who are similar in caliber, similar in skill level, going up against each other and constantly, especially to this Fountain Hill. I mean, that's the one thing that I am always thinking about when I'm thinking of Ultra Academy fighting from the front. I don't think, won a single rotation to Hill 3, but they constantly only let Vengeance maybe get like 10 to 15 seconds on it.
Yeah, exactly. Every time it was like, okay, there's a setup here. This should be a solid, 30, 40 seconds. Maybe we get a break for a bit of scrap time, or players get pushed off the hill for a moment at a time. And then the team that was out of the hill would rotate into the new one. And it just didn't happen. Like, we kept ending up with situations where, okay, they're very defensively set up. Everyone's suddenly dead. And it's turned into this absolute pinstripe feed where teams are trading backwards and forwards. Very scrappy. Great fun to watch. Must have been absolute madness if you were playing in the game yourself. Looking at the map set, Tuscan Hardpoint down, done, dusted. We move into Tuscan again, this time Search and Destroy. Now, at the start of this series, I was speaking to you, Seymour, about how I feel like Ultra Academy have an edge when it comes to S&D. They're 3-1 coming into today, whilst Vengeance were 2-2. So it's not a massive gap. However, looking a little bit deeper into those stats, the only loss that Ultra Academy had in Search and Destroy coming into today was on Tuscan. So I don't know which way to lean on this one.
It was also, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday against Rocker Academy in their matchup on stream. So I think, when you're looking at that, you've been through, it was one of the best teams in challengers in Europe. It is the best team in challengers in Europe. So it's kind of one of those, it's just you need to reset. It's like you're going up against a new team today in Vengeance, Tuscan. It's one way where you can bounce back. You're right. I mean, it's a small advantage, but it's an advantage nonetheless. So you're looking to bounce back into this map too, go even, especially considering that you have a lot of Tuscan to go through until we hit that Gavin 2 Hardpoint map number 4. And in doing so, you're going to have to win at least one of them. So I want to see that Search and Destroy prowess. One player that we can highlight, especially into this one, is the SFG player, Furious. I'm still not going to be looking away from him. Look at him to make these plays. Look at him to open up First Bloods and try to open up the rest of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, looking back very quickly over Furious and the performance that he put up throughout the Stage 1 Elite. KD, S&D, again, First Blood player, picks up an SMG. That is usually a difficult role in Search and Destroy. He drops a 1.17 across the whole of Stage 1. That's ridiculous. I mean, he was by far one of Original's better players, and you can understand why he got the move up to this Ultra Academy side. The S&D prowess like that, he's going to need to bring here if they are going to get themselves back on the board. You're completely correct, by the way. That Tuscan loss that they had, 6-5, a round 11, a heartbreaker. So S&D in Ultra Academy's hands, I would say, but coming off the back of that loss, maybe question marks.
It's just, again, it's just the mental game of Vanguard that you have to be thinking of. Forget about that. Look to the next. And folks, I know we did get a little bit of a look at Revenge Tour versus Originals in the early set before that. And it was 250 to 87 on Tuscan Hardpoint in favor of Revenge Tour. So they flipped the script, man. 100 point clubbing the Originals on that map. That's something else to look at, especially when they just lost to GWR Signs. I mean, when you're just kind of picking things apart from the stats, I mean, who's really the best team in European Challengers right now? What are we getting out of these squads? Because there is a lot of wins and a lot of losses that is surprising me when I'm looking at the stat sheet.
Yeah, it's been an interesting day already. I mean, if anything, I love it when we get these kind of upsets, because I hate when we end up with one of those outside teams qualifies. They get in, they get 0-8'd, and then they all split up and we barely see them again. I love when it gets mixy. I love when the pecking order is upset a little bit.
Exactly.
Both of these teams will expect to see themselves through to playoffs. I mean, you've got Vengeance there, players like Denza. By the way, he dropped a 1.37 over the whole of Stage 1 in Search and Destroy. So very much so.
He's a good player.
Expecting him and Furious to, very good player. But they're going to be expecting to see themselves through to playoffs and be battling towards the later stages of this. They can't be affording upsets. Watching some of these other teams upset each other and be upset by those outside seeds, maybe just playing even more into their hands.
I got a little PTSD when you were talking about Denza in Stage 1. I'm thinking about all the way back into one of the comps when Denza just absolutely took over Tuscan Search and Destroy, and he was like dropping double digits on this map like it was nothing. Like it was just another walk in the park for this guy. So, I mean, if we're going to get that, Denza, I'd be afraid to be Ultra Academy EU right now. You're going to need to see some players kind of going toe-to-toe with this. I mean, we talked about in our last series on stream, Rocker Academy versus Sukri's Bakery. You're looking at, was it Real versus Super? The SMGs going toe-to-toe. Well, if you're going to need that, I think it's a big moment to really highlight Furious inside Ultra Academy to need to shut down an SMG like Denza.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is the new guy as well. Like, he's brought into this team for a reason. You're replacing a guy like Weeman, not necessarily role for role, but in the lineup itself, you're expected to bring the goods. You've been signed by Toronto Ultras, their academy team. You got to put up big when it comes down to it. You lose map 1, you can't afford to go 2-0 down against a side like Vengeance. They'll punish you for that all day. So yeah, I'm fully watching players like Furious to deliver those kind of figures again and go big. And you're right. If Denza's ever feeling himself, I don't want to be on the receiving end of it.
We're going to have to wait a little bit to see that map number 2 for that. We're still on Tuscan, but a different series. I guess everybody just wants to play Tuscan right now. Tuscan Search and Destroy, Revenge Tour, and Originals, 4-3 for the Originals at the moment. On the offense is going to be Nile with the bomb. Again, a little bit slow off the rip. Quick A-plant's not going to be there. Presence from Grad. He's going to tuck himself away. If he wins this fight, it's going to be huge. He's going to find Jaxer. That should be the bomb going down, but still a little bit slow to the draw are the rest of the Originals.
They are. It's a massive first blood, though. Will allow them
12
to just...
and 4.
Yeah, I was waiting to see like when we were going to bring that one in, but yeah, guys, 12 and 4. Oki 0 and 5, but wait, oh goodness me, bomb does go down. Bomb does go down at least, so it might be dropped, but bomb goes down.
As a 1v3. What can you do? Not a whole lot. Stun's going to come out. And that's going to be the round to the Originals. Now 5-3.
Yeah, so obviously we haven't gotten to see much of this so far, but I'm going to assume Grad's been absolutely popping off. Guys 14 and 4, having a fantastic S&D. I mean, he's not necessarily known for being absolutely phenomenal when it comes to search, but taking over this one without a doubt. An answer back for, I mean, you said they were 100-point clubbed in that hard point. They were pulled apart. When we first jumped in, they were getting absolutely mullered. So opportunity here to hit off, and where are they taking it? It looks like bomb's moving towards A.
Detonate galore. Be home to answer it. Bomb's still going down. Grad completely slipped the line. Bomb goes down. Spots out Chaxter. Look for 6 in the row, but Watson on the crossfire. First blood over to the Revenge Tour now for the full post plant set up. Raffi. Question marks galore on where the rest of these are. Get spot out for the player above. Aki finds the trade. 3v3. A little bit of parkour up here, but Mythics, he looks like he snuck all the way through to top church. He's going to find not just 1, but 2. And the rest of the Revenge Tour, they're going to chime in to keep themselves alive.
Yeah, absolutely no surprise to see Mythics making the play. This guy, S&D superstar. Absolutely fantastic throughout stage 1, but also, I feel like he's been one of those guys, watching him come up through the under-18s, and so he's always looked very strong in search. Clearly has an affinity with it, and it's him making the plays to keep his squad in this. But he's going to have to do it again, because Originals just 1 round away with their attack round in hand. The onus is on them. Do they go for that quick A hit, or is it going to be B? We can see Grad maybe taking map control.
I mean, this is really the Grad show at 14 and 5. Hockey's 1 and 6, and they're on map point. If you can get a little bit of turnaround, that should spark the map win for the squad. Set up on the angle with the auto. A little bit of warning shots, but yeah, isn't aware that Chaxter's already slipped on through. First blood again, Revenge Tour. Bomb does go down, but now the retake with the numbers disadvantage. It's going to be a little bit tough. Grad on 15 now. Is going to even us up. Even Steven at 3. Raffi has the post plan set up. Niall's going to find Mythics. And suddenly, that's forcing Revenge Tour to get the go-ahead to try to push this one through. Chaxter brings it to a 2-on-2. Looking for a little bit more. 1v1, Raffi all the way up top. Keza, he knows this, but time. Raffi's just got to play the time. He knows that Keza has to push on here, open up this window, and Raffi is just burning this clock so well. Keza does not know where to look, and that's going to be the Originals finding the search and destroy.
Wonderfully heads-up play from Raffi. I mean, look, say what you want about windows and doors in this game, but Grad just closes, Raffi closes that one behind him and goes for a walk, leaving Keza with absolutely nothing he can do about it. Fantastic job there, showing a great set of composure. It's very easy in those scenarios to overdo it a little bit, perhaps over Chal. I actually thought Mythic's got a little bit too aggressive throughout that, and perhaps threw away his life way too easily. Guy I was talking up a minute ago about a fantastic S&D player. So 1-1 in that series then, looking like a very, very spicy one. S&D close, but I pull it back to the hard point and how much that was an absolute dropping. If you're going to be a 2, 3, and 5 side, you've still got a respawn to go through. Control and hardpoint next up. It can be very difficult if you know you haven't got the gunny to match.
Well, it's just one of those things there. You need to get it done in the respawns as well. Right, 2, 3, and 5. It needs to be big. Well, we just can't go here without talking about Grad again. 16 and 6. 10 of those non-traded. I don't want to trust the First Bloods that say 7 because I mean, stats on the First Blood page, not always ones to kind of watch out for, but Revenge Tour, not a horrible search and destroy. You know, you lose it, but every single player quite similar in stat lines.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very much a one-man show. Grad taking over. I mean, the rest of his teammates don't even go positive. Grad nearly does as much damage as his teammates combined. Fantastic. I think you're right in the First Bloods. I think that's incorrect because there's 8 there and then 8 above. So something's definitely wrong somewhere. But
16 rounds. That's impossible.
Yeah. The thing is, you can't rely on your players to keep doing that. Grad's had to absolutely pop off to give them a map here, to give them a map back into this series. So you got to have the rest of the team step up as well. Hawkeye going 1 and 7. Okay, sometimes, you know, your teammates popping off. There isn't as much for you to do, but you can't be relying on one player to take over at this level in things like control and hardpoint that they cannot afford to lose.
Well, here we go into our main card matchup for the stream. We got Vengeance Ultra Academy going into the search and destroy on Tuscan. Vengeance up 1-0 after the search, after the hardpoint, and already onto the attack. Starting off strong. Wardy, man of the hour. You were talking about flying out for a second. Furious keeping us even. Bomb does go down. 2-2. Oh, wee man. Oh, Maple. It's okay.
That was a round. Yeah, both teams just decided that they were going to duke it out. Vengeance come out on top. Harry somehow completely misses Maple here. Not sure if it was timing or he just doesn't catch him out the corner of his eye. But yeah, no, both teams square up. Wardy gets himself an opening 2-piece. Furious answers back with a 2-piece, but it is going to be Vengeance who come out on top with that. And very much so. Just it's a difficult one to analyze. It's a difficult one to break down because they just squared up.
Especially when we can't really see the mini-map. So hard to read that people's going to come around church when we can't see that. But, you know, as per player request, if you're wondering why the mini-map isn't there, they asked for it. Airy nade set. Finds Wee Man for First Blood this time. The way of Ultra Academy. See if they can expand on it. And they do. Vortex set up on the heady. He's going to rip Maple right from top church and give a 2-life advantage to Academy.
And we saw at the weekend, if those of us watching the majors saw just how important those opening grenade picks can be. You know, if you have those set up, you have those lines in place, you know where you're putting your nades. If they pay off, they are big. And there, that First Blood comes in for the Ultra Academy, and it's just a cleanup. From there, they do a great job. 1 apiece. And your Vengeance, you've already shown your hand on how you like to get aggressive in through ruins, how you maybe want that quick A plant straight off the bat. How do Ultra Academy adjust this time to set up?
Look, I play ranked play, as do a lot of players inside Vanguard. That shot that Beans hit, that's not easy. Find a thread. But he does. 1-1. Back into the attack. Vengeance. Very fast. Wardy's already in behind Church, and nobody is here to check him. I'm sure Ultra Academy, they have an idea. There might be a player here. Beans on the rotation back. Blood comes out. Ultra Academy again. We'll find a trade out of Maple, but this one-on-one out of Wardy and Beans, it is going to be so big. And Beans the spot on Wardy, you need to stay alive.
Yeah, makes the right call. Backs off, but this is what Ultra Academy like to do. They like to just hit it from the same angle. It's great again by Wardy, just playing his life, just staying up. Uncheck comes in, but where's the bomb in this scenario?
Bomb's down all the way back to the tree. Ultra Academy have completely flipped this out. Beans hot on the trail of Wardy. Finally going to find that kill in Maple. I mean, this position was great for you back in round number 1. Able to bonk Beans in the noggin. give yourself that round win. But now in a 1v2, you have the element of surprise. But Harry, he's going to read you like a book. Element of surprise completely out the window. Ultra Academy, they take their lead 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously we don't have the mini map, so I can't be 100% sure, but I feel like Maple wasn't involved until quite a long time through that one. And I understand sometimes your role is to go and be the island player, to go off and make sure that a certain part of the map is checked off. What in this instance can be P5, that maps area, ensure we don't get a flank coming on through. But sometimes you need to arrive quicker. And for me, Maple gets there a bit late. Ultra Academy steered out.
Two players on 3 streaks, by the way, Andy. So you gotta watch out for that. Evo baits the early bomb plants. It'd be Wardy to deliver first blood. This time, Furious going down early into the church. That's gonna proc Sivo to drop the bomb.
Furious did see all 3 there. Yeah, Ultra Academy should know where this hit's coming from.
Oh, Maple rips off Beans. Vortex needs to go. Big Wardy! Watching the back line. It's all up to Harry. 1v4. Bomb is down, so you do have an excellent advantage right now with time, but no advantage in numbers. Wardy's about to get a noisy wake-up call as soon as Harry walks over this, or is he? Maple's going to hop the defuse, and Harry at this moment might as well just look for the streaks. Going to put shots onto Wee Man, and not knowing Wardy is there, Wardy's going to peek on out, give him the business, and then give him a little bit more business.
I know we have the X-ray, so it's quite easy for us, but how did Harry never see Wardy there? In that scenario, that's the most unfortunate. About 3 times, I was like, are you going to kill him? Are you waiting to see if you can spot someone else at the same time? Yeah, unfortunate for Harry. Wardy, I mean, sometimes you need a little bit of a string of luck, and he will go out onto his own 3 streaks. So Beans and Harry's streak shut down. Wardy here, his own 3, and I mean, we saw him take over that hard point, putting up some serious numbers in this S&D.
When you talk about Wardy there, if you stay completely still, sometimes it's hard to see. Oh, Danza goes for the quick plant, but Sivo sneaks in through the middle of the map. Gonna find that bomb carrier, and Harry does him one better. He's gonna force Wee Man now to get the overaggression into the backline. He's gonna beat him for the beat down onto Beans. Maple trying to win the gunfight, but overwhelmed all the way maps. Is gonna put numbers advantage down into the hands of Ultra Academy. Wee Man against his own squad. Can he clutch up?
And we've been feeding into this story all night. What a line in that book this would be. And he wins the first as well.
1v1. I mean, Harry doesn't have the bomb, so... Or doesn't know that Enzo was trying to put the bomb down. Has completely made the full wrap. This is the right call to make from Harry. I mean, you can see through the X-ray, we haven't seen him on any front line. Harry has completely made the wrap back around 2 top burning. Looking back at that bomb, and the timing's going to favor him. Harry makes the wrap around, and it is the right call. Push Ultra Academy back into the lead.
Yeah, beautiful mental game there. Reads it so well. I mean, we obviously can have no idea about whether or not he knows that the bomb is down. Unless they were aware Denza was planting. They could have already been, known that that was going on. But Harry there does a great job. He wraps himself all the way around the back. Leaves Maple guessing. Sorry, Wee Man guessing. Great job up by 1 round. Now, can we see the team take a 2-round lead?
Uncharacteristic start from Denza, 0-4. Later, we hyped up into the Tuscan Search and Destroy to be a big game player. And Beans another nade. You talk about how deadly they are. Well, striking again for first blood. It's going to give Vortex the go-ahead. Drop this bomb at A. With time in the hands of Vengeance. For Ultra Academy, as you see Vengeance now, they need to force the agenda. Maple, Wardy, they slide on out. Give them numbers advantage. But now they need to break this post plan, and that's a little bit harder to do.
It is. Harry's worried about his backside, but where is Furious on this? Furious actually goes down. That's huge.
1v3. Harry will have eyes on the bomb, but you see the Vengeance checking off every corner. Oh, he does get spotted. Wardy hits the 180. He's like, wait a second. I think I saw a shoulder. I think I saw a Harry. And he did. He's going to bring Vengeance back into this one. A near flawless retake to push us to a 3-3 tie.
I respect the discipline, though, out of Harry. I thought if Wardy does slide past there, makes the call that he's checked out, top broken, Harry's discipline there is fantastic because then he's just got a clean sight that no one's expecting. I'm not sure what he spots, what he sees. Maybe it's a bit of a boot as he slides on past, but he gets it dealt with. Fine margins. It was fine margins all the way through map 1. Even closer this time out. You're right, though. Denza, 0-5. Don't see that very often. Time for him to heat up.
If Wardy's playing like Illy at the major, like, they're that close to the screen, maybe then you see anything that does present itself, but 3-3 as we lay into halftime. Denza gets the bomb down early. I feel like this is the longest he's been alive and around now. Let's see him turn it around. You see Ultra Academy, a presence towards maps. Stevo's going to do him better. Pushes all the way on L. Furious watching the back end's going to catch Denza. Now Wardy last alive. They know exactly where he is. Stevo's going to shut him down. And as the bomb goes down, Ultra Academy, they tee up and they take back their lead.
They do. They hit on through that bottom side of the map. It completely throws off Vengeance. They don't think they saw it coming. But before you can get your bomb planters and your escort back into play, you're already 4v2 down. And that is a very difficult one to go and win, even if you do have bomb down. So, again, it's just one round in it. You do feel it's going to need something special to really split these sides. And you look at it and you just think Denza, if he manages to pick it up, this could be Vengeance's game.
Could very well be. I mean, it's a big one we put on Ultra Academy for the bounce back. Well, good to see them following through with their search and destroy prowess, but it's just things you don't like to see from a veteran. Almost on the agency. It's definitely something you need to watch out to. Turn around. Wardy, though, has been fantastic. Lights out, 12-5, so picking up where Denza hasn't been. He's gonna have the bomb, though. Oh, gut! Iron gut! He just holds it, he sticks it out, and nobody checks! Well, you don't see that very often, but Denza, who cares if you don't get a kill? You just won the round.
Absolutely. We've spoken about how he's an S&D star because of his KD and everything else that he brings to the table. I mean, he also apparently has got balls of steel because he just hops the bomb whilst everything's going off around him, sticks the defuse, brings it out through. Vengeance don't need to retake. Just get in a defuse that comes in like that. If you're Ultra Academy, that's definitely one that got away from you there. Enter again with the bomb. And again, we'll be sending it towards A.
One of those knee slaps. You're like, ah, man. Forgot to check the bomb. Can't be having that later on. Steve-O, big nade. This time, Wee Man. Again, Ultra Academy leading forward with their lethals. Harry's going to double down on Wardy. Still funneling on into the church. Denza this time finds his first kill of the game. Snaps on over to Furious. Not going to be Denza, though. It's Maple. Last alive. 1v1. Not ready for beans. Right outside the door. Ultra Academy. They wipe off that last round. Ninja defuse who? They take it to the kills. They win it out. And they're up 5-4 inside a Tuscan search and destroy.
Reminiscent of round 1. Both teams just square up, take the gunfights, and that opening grenade kill. Again, those grenade kills on Tuscan. Turning out to be the difference maker because after the first blood, you can just simply play out trades and it will favor you in search and destroy. And they do exactly that. Denza does avoid the agency, going to 1-7, but still, again, it's not been his map so far.
Oh, it has not been. Looking to push us to round 11. Steve-O hits the early stun and Denza falls again for first blood. Ultra Academy have been dominating in that column. Harry pushes it even farther. 4v2. There's a good start. Wee Man taking down Harry. It's going to slow things down for a little bit to get information on the Vortex, but they needs to make this one look good. 2v4 for the clutch up. Already take down 1.
Evo here, not sure at all where any of this pressure could be arriving from, and that will bring it back to a 2v2. And yeah, if you're Ultra Academy, you got to start looking over each other's shoulders a little bit. Very far spread apart on the map.
Wee Man gets away! And nobody for the follow-up. Ultra Academy, if you take this, I mean, you wrap to B. You know that Wee Man's all the way in your spawn. The B side should relatively be open. Just bully your numbers. Get this bomb down. Bomb down.
I do indeed like this rotation over. B is definitely one you can set up for easier than A. Far easier position to set it up defensively. Beans here just going to take the back tank. But can Steve-O get out with his life? Because Maple is just above him.
Just inches away from each other. Here comes Wee Man. Steve-O. Kind of caught here. Wants him out. Maple last alive. Looking for the chase. Already tanked up. Stevo's going to go down 1v1. 21 seconds. You know where Beans is. Not enough time. You got to take the kill and already set up. It's going to be Ultra Academy for the map win. We go even in this series. Tuscan Search and Destroy is where we tie up.
Fine margins first map. Fine margins on the second as well. Not one Denzel will want to watch back, but brilliant stuff there out of Ultra Academy. Made the call to wrap it instead from A to B. Set up. Hit the trades. I feel like there was a moment there throughout the middle of that round where things could have worked out very, very differently if there was just some cleaned up kills. If maybe is cleaned up or if things are made a little bit tighter, but the 2v2 works out. I really did think, actually, when Furious gets picked over on the far side of the map, I thought they threw away a massive advantage. 3-2 up, bomb in hand. Plenty of time. They did well to just reassess that, make that call, and get the plan through.
And it's just bad timing, you know. If Wee Man looks to his right, sliding around P2, he's going to find that kill onto Vortex. It was just timing at its finest. B-side's already hard enough to take, but if you look over the stats, Denza, you're for sure not going to want to look back at that. You want to forget about that matchup. But one player, Wardy, you cannot overlook 12 and 7. You really hyped him up to me before this series, and man, I think I'm on board with the Wardy train.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, he's been cooking it for a while now. The guy is putting on a performance against one of the best teams in European Call of Duty. I mean, look at the other side of that lineup. Beans, his story so far this year has been phenomenal. Harry, Royal Raven, Sub, Stevo, most winningest player in EU Challengers for the last 2 years. And Furious, the new guy who's impressed a lot of faces. So yeah, you're putting up those kind of numbers against that lineup. That is indeed impressive. But at the end of the day, he will see a 4-6 loss. And Ultra Academy continues to show their S&D prowess throughout this. I mean, the only loss that they've had was on that Tuscan S&D. It was the way we were trying to build a bit of a storyline for Vengeance to maybe take it. But that was a 6-5 to Minnesota. So they're looking very comfortable in Search. And that will push us then to a third Tuscan. Yep, we're not going anywhere just yet. And this time is Control.
We're not going anywhere just yet, but with that win, we are guaranteed to see something different in the Gav 2 Hardpoint later. So we are going to get 4 maps. Sledgehammer, I mean, if you're watching this, I want to know how many First Bloods came from nades out of Ultra Academy inside that Search and Destroy. If you can make that a stat line inside of Vanguard, I would love to see First Bloods from lethals in that whole FAT, because those lethals have been on point for Ultra Academy. And going forward, I feel like that's going to be big for the breaks. We saw that in not only the Tuscan Search and Destroy, but the Tuscan Hardpoint as well. The lethal game has been on fleek for Ultra Academy EU right now, Enigma. And going into another Control or another respawn, I feel like, you know, helping you out, you're going to need to find some breaks, and those will definitely help you.
Yeah, 100%. You're completely right. Offensive rounds are difficult in Tuscan, so if you were the team that was more than happy to take other players out of power positions and so on, if you can continue that momentum into this Control, it does bode well for you. Both teams actually, by the way, are coming into today. I'm not sure about since the series that they've already had today, but both teams were 3-0 in Control, so looking very, very solid. And I don't know, something's got to give, whether it be an unstoppable force or an immovable object. One of them has got to end right here.
I mean, we've seen 2 Tuscans. It's gone either way. The Control to split the odds, to swing the odds into somebody's favor, is going to be one to look out for. I mean, we can go on and on about these players, but one thing that you really need to see if you're Vengeance and you want to bounce back is you just cannot be putting up numbers like that. Wardy's been having a fantastic series so far. You need the supporting cast to come back to the limelight, because that Search and Destroy, I mean, a lot of those score lines were just not okay to be looking at inside of it, and you need to step up in that factor, especially when lives are going to be in, like, in I guess big business. When you're looking at it, you don't only have 30 lives at that, so you need to be really playing them conservatively. But we're gonna hop in back to this Revenge Tour versus Originals lineup, and looking at how the series has gone. That Tuscan Search and Destroy went the way of the Originals. Tuscan Control went the way of the Originals. So up 2-1 into Bokash Hardpoint, looking to close it out.
Oh, indeed. And the script has been completely flipped here. Revenge Tour 100-point clubbed the first Hardpoint, I was told. Originals have answered back with an S&D and a Control, so absolutely not flustered. Revenge Tour are going to have to pop off again. We will move over to Bocage, and P1 breaks here. I mean, if this hill is indeed one that you hope to contest, but prioritize P2, and it's actually going to be the originals who are in for the tags.
I mean, it's one thing that you really get tested throughout your Vanguard tenure is your mental game. And you can see that the originals, they have that on lock. Brad inside the barn. He's going to clear out the players from the hill. Coming up from the reinforcements, Keza knocks down 2. Still a little bit of a tug of war for these 47 seconds, but originals trying to soak up as much as they can. In the meantime, Hockey starting on the flank. You have a pinch forming. Brad's going to clean up Keza. No backline pressure from the Revenge Tour at all. Hockey's going to come swinging around, trying to get these last players on. Jackster, the last one alive inside of this hill. Finally going to get cleaned up. There's the break from the originals.
Missed opportunity here, though, for me from the originals. This map is, as everyone knows, ridiculously contested. Things are super, super tight as 4 go down for the originals. There's only a couple of hills in this map where you can think about, you can maybe get a solid setup in place that will get you a chunk of time. P2 can be one of them, but absolutely nothing there. Revenge Tour just break in through the front repeatedly and bully their way in. Now, you can see as well, Watson here holding down the back line as we get back Grandmas, and the originals already have a lot to do.
He is chilling like a villain back here. Rafi, what a shot. I didn't even see his head. I mean, I see him through the x-ray, but I couldn't see his actual physical head through that one. But nonetheless, is going to lead the way for a break out of the originals into this Grandma's Hill. They're going to have the preferred spawns as well. Fighting them from the front. Revenge Tour, they get right back into business. Mythics now trying to pick up these players off of the respawn. Jaster in the hill. He's going to have a few players to fight before they do secure the rest of this time. In through the window he goes. Grad ready for this one as ever. And you can see originals. They lock down 4. Watson's going to go down as well. They're back into the hill.
They always have a massive 5 from Grad again, by the way. Absolutely cooking. And Niall be happy to take the last of this scrap time as we are literally a stone's throw away at Barn. This is another one of those hills where you have 900 different entrances to defend from. You're very happy to give it up, get your scrap time, and then just contest.
No, you're flustered. You're looking at every opportunity to break. If you're Revenge Tour on the inside of this, I mean, you are not in a comfortable position whatsoever. Niall look for the opportunity through the top barn. Hockey's going to lead the charge to go down. Here comes the break out of the originals, and it is clean so far. Mythics is going to throw up a little bit of a tumble inside of this to keep control in the favor of Revenge Tour, but off the respawn, Grad's going to clean him up. And it is going to be the break from the originals, but for how long? Because we know Revenge Tour has been non-stop testing the mental game of this originals team. And look at that off the respawn, just like that is clean. Surgical. They're back into the hill for the rebreak.
Can't be seeing kill feeds like that, Seymour. This should be a pinstripe feed all damn day. And instead, it is all kills for Revenge Tour. The originals wiped out, cleaned off it. And as we move over towards P5, in a lot of hard points, you will sit and say, 50-point lead's nothing. One good hill and get straight back into it. In Bocage, that is a mile. And Revenge Tour are heating up. They will not be in for River Hill, but with how happy they've been to break things so far, you can't count them out for long.
Yeah, I mean, Bocage, usually you say it's a marathon, not a sprint. But no, Bocage is a sprint. It's not a marathon. You need to be going toe-to-toe the whole way through. In a 50-point lead, this is where you want to come back. Originals, they do get a good break. Solid chunk of kills to get into this hill. Niall soaking up the time, but here comes Revenge Tour from the high ground. Mythics, Keza, Chaxter, they all chime in for kills, and they're going to be pushing right back in for the break. Watson to clean up Grad, the last one on in. You can see where the originals are spawning all the way deep into the back end of Grandma, so they will be able to hit this again, but only for scrap time.
Yeah, and I mean, Revenge Tour even opted to pick up a team kill throughout that and still bullied their way in through the front. I actually thought Rafi had gone huge in the back line. Picks up 2 massive kills to give them complete hedgerow control. And they still end up getting bullied straight out of it. Right now, Originals guns are not hot enough. They've really got to find a way into this. As we head back through our set of rotations, back towards P1, it's difficult to see how this doesn't go to map 5 because the Originals have 0 answers. And another 4 go down, Seymour.
And this is exactly what you wanted to see. I mean, you look at the stat line, Andy, you see that they 100-point club Tusk and Hardpoint. Well, I was expecting Revenge Tour to look good on the Bokash Hardpoint as well. So, going off to the start, it's a much-needed bounce back for Revenge Tour. Let's see if they can keep this one going. So far, so good in the first hill, collecting a lot of progress to their score line. In comes Niall for the break. Does negate some time for Revenge Tour in the meantime, but I did get word from the producer as we are going to put a pin in this for now, as we are hopping in with our third map between Ultra Academy EU and the likes of Vengeance. So heading into that one, another Tuscan's going to be on the board. Remember where we were at in that Bocage? I will go back to that when we are done this map. We got to go to our main card, Andy. We got to go to these two teams on control.
We've got to find a way of separating them. Fine margins in the first map, Vengeance taking the hard point. Fine margins in the second map, Ultra take the S&D. Where does Tuscan Control go? As we alluded to, neither team had lost here coming into today. That ends now.
It does. Break off for Academy. A lot better than the break off for Vengeance. Vortex is going to keep his life alive over towards the rooftops, trying to pull some pressure away from Vengeance. A little bit of dance around the rooftops. Didn't even give finesse his way for a kill into Wee Man, but holds his ground. He's going to find the kill. And there's the break for Vengeance that you're looking for.
I thought they'd invested quite a lot of time actually towards trying to control that map side of the map, but it comes on through, and all of a sudden this looks really good for Vengeance. Ultra Academy are going to have to scramble, and because of the rotation, because they have to come and defend B, that just gives up so much to Vengeance and allows them to start capturing that A point.
First segment's not on board, so Ultra Academy, realistically, a lot of time to reset up for the break, but Wardy's still alive in your spawn, and you have not even spotted him, so undetected at the moment. First segment is on, working on the second towards the A zone. Clock is stopped at 48 seconds. Wardy does get spotted out, so he's going to be on the exit to see if he can just finesse his life again. Finds Furious. So keeping the kills going towards the B zone, forcing these players of Ultra Academy to turn over to this one, but it even doubles down with the help of Maple. It's going to be 3 out of the hands, make it 4 out of the hands of Ultra Academy. The A site's going to be gone, and now you're in the danger zone at B.
It is. This is dangerous time. You got to sprint. Beans trying to make amends for what I think was a bad call just before this break. He was pushed up way too far, not supporting his team. Doesn't manage to do anything to disrupt the A capture, and then gets picked off before he does any damage at stopping B either. So he comes up clutch when he needs to, making amends for what I feel is his own mistake. That B pressure will elude. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds for Vengeance to pull something together.
Here they come through maps. Harry is going to slow this one down with a kill onto Wee Man. Still dedicating some lives here. Beans is going to find Maple. Respawns are going to be coming through all the way towards that Fountain Hill. Denza, a nice cooked nade to take down Harry. He should be ready for Beans, and they are. All 3 players are going to flood him out. Force him off of that spawn. Now you're looking at the B zone. As here they come, flying on out. All these red arrows. Furious. Let's see if he can pull off some of these players through radio. Vortex finds one, but that's going to be it. Furious needs to go big, but Maple catches him. Now B-Zone, it's going to be on board for Vengeance as they are starting to select these segments.
Oh no, the team nade. The team nade catches, but they do manage to get one segment of
he can. When the kills come through, you're going to see Ultra Academy on the respawns start reinforcing this A zone.
And well, you can see that Vengeance are happy to just give it up. This will be relatively standard Tuscan control round, really. Yourselves around about minute 40 on the clock, relatively similar on lives, and well, Evo gets a bit too ambitious. Maple will rip his face off for his mistake. So as this A zone comes through, it's all about church control. Right now, Vengeance are happy to just back up and give it to him.
Shots at a Maple. 3v3 as Beans keeps us even for this wave of attack. The respawn actually spawns up right in the middle. Stevo is going to be really pushing Vengeance in through a loop, but when the kills come through, Beans is able to manage 2 in his pocket, but in the rebuttal, Vengeance just always a little bit better. They now flip the life lead to be even, completely negate any attack that Ultra Academy had in the early segments of this control round. A minute left. You need to dig deep here if you're Ultra Academy on the offense.
You do. I feel like the B point has never really been under any sort of pressure, but that will be 2 down. Unfortunately, Furious manages to kill himself with his own grenade, so it just stops a clean wave coming in through. Denza here will get around the back, and he cleans it out.
Completely Vortex, the only one alive here now. Manages to find 2, but again, they're just 2 kills that don't really matter. You're going to need these respawns to start picking up the pace, start working together a little bit more. Academy, 2 lives advantage, but they just haven't been hitting these together, and it's been constantly just one player trying to make a move.
Yeah, absolutely. This needs to be a much more put-together hit. Unfortunately, running out of time. Down to final 20 seconds is worth a hit because you're even on lives. Big gunfight. Now, Beans reading Wardy. So this is an opportunity. 2 dead. 3 dead for Beans.
Beans comes alive. Hop into the B zone. 12.4 seconds. Here comes the re-break from Vengeance. Beans will go down, but Ultra Academy, they still have a presence here. They're still going to be holding off on this progression towards B. And most importantly, they have the life lead of 4. 2 players remaining for Vengeance. Furious here, finessing his life against Wardy, just burning the clock for himself. Denza, Wardy, they find 3. Suddenly, it's not over just yet. Denza and Wardy, by all means, they still have the means to win this one out. Beans is going to have to go big here, head for the contention. Wardy in a team kill. Now he's all alone in a 1v2 around it, and he burns the clock. Vengeance down in a 2v6. They still fund the defensive round.
Goodness gracious me, Seymour. I mean, look, if Vengeance feel like they let one slip away from them in the previous round, Ultra Academy are going to be feeling real strong about that one. That should have been an offensive round in the bag. 2v6 comes through. I mean, even with a team kill, by the way. So, insane stuff. Great hold. Shows just how difficult offensive rounds can be on Tuscan.
These 2 teams are so close in the respawns. We saw it in the Hardpoint, and we're seeing it again here in the control. We're looking for a solid break-off for one of these teams on offense, but Ultra Academy, they don't want to let that happen. Segment comes through towards A, but 3 kills to answer back an opening to get into the zone. Stevo around the outside gets the shots in with help of Beans. They will close off on this wave attack towards A, only giving up a tick. 28 lives to 26.
The problem you have for Vengeance here is you have little in the way of map control. They are trying to adjust something here, maybe into a B hit, maybe just to try and get set up, but nothing's clean. Harry will pick up a 2-piece, and you can see here, transition over towards B, but they need these next couple of kills to be theirs, and you can see in the feed, ladies and gentlemen, the first 3 are not Wardy by himself in church.
I mean, this is such a perfect break-off for defense. You look at Beans is happy to push a little bit more aggressive into the spawns. Shots onto those respawns players, spawning up towards the rooftop, and there is an opening nonetheless into the spawn. You need to take care of Beans here. Even though you're finding kills in the back end, Ultra Academy, they are happy with burning this clock. 27 seconds handy. And Vengeance, they're finally getting a little bit of a wave, a little bit of flurry of kills to touch one of these zones.
They are, and it comes off the back of Wardy, a guy we've been talking about all series, but that's a massive gunfight win bottom church. Vengeance now not knowing which way to look. Ultra Academy might be quite happy to just chalk this one up, or do they send another wave? You can hear the grenades ringing off, so they're hoping to get a pick from that and then swarm. One last segment. Ultra Academy need to not be too aggressive here. If they get over ambitious, all 4 go down. Could be problematic.
Here comes the flank. Beans opens it up. Vortex spikes it. Harry comes in to help out, and they close the door towards A. It's a sprint to hit this B zone. Maple's leading the charge. The clock gets stopped at 10 seconds. This needs to be perfect control out of Vengeance if they want to see this offensive win. Ultra Academy have looked flawless so far. Inside of this defense, Beans is going to find Maple. Second one on Dewey, man. What a snap. We go back to the respawns for Vengeance, but they're just not getting anything going now. All left to Denza on the B. Zone is smoked by Beans with the pistol. It's Ultra Academy to take another defense.
Goodness gracious me. I mean, I was saying a moment there, you know, don't get too over aggressive. You do not want to have all 4 players wiped or spawn your Vengeance players out and allow them to transition to B. This could be problematic for you. That's exactly what plays out. Vengeance win a lot of the opening gunfights, so it looks good for them. Beans comes in and cleans out all 4, baby. Massive from the young man.
Let's see if they can keep that momentum going in an offense. We haven't seen an offensive win. I mean, we've been really close to one. But we haven't seen it yet. Off the break-off, right to A. A segment gets captured. Here comes the retake from Vengeance. Denza, Maple, a little bit of a 1-2 punch, and Maple delivers the finishing blow. It's a full 3 down. Beans is still going on a tear. He was on 5 in a row. Didn't find those streaks. It would have been big. But it doesn't matter right now. You're back to the respawns. You take care of your spawn with the players who are aggressive, and we're headed back to A.
Maple and 2 big kills will shut that one down. You've got to be wary, though, because you're giving up church control, and there's going to be Cobble presence from Beans as well. It will be snuffed out, so this will allow Vengeance to set up their own defensive chord, their own line in the sand, and say, come and fight us. We're happy to take you at your own game.
Andy, these 2 teams are so close in skill. It's just grueling to see these offensive rounds from either team. Almost looks like impenetrable. Break through these defenses. Here comes Furious around the corner. Opens up an opportunity towards A, working on that second tick. Denza cuts to the middle of the map. Will put a pin in that for now. And the kill's still ringing through. Ultra keeping the lives even. The only thing is, you need to look at the time. With 30 seconds left, you need to wonder, are you going to B or are you going to A? It looks like with those kills, they find a nice 4 down to just solidify themselves and root into the B zone.
You do. And well, life count has been very, very close, so also you've got to start to think about that.
They need to go to A.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still throwing bodies towards B, and you'll have 8 seconds. Somebody hop onto the clock. Maybe you're thinking the round 5. Maybe you're thinking whatever, but this round is definitely not over just yet. 5.6 seconds finally. Player number 6. Harry, he's going to hop onto the A zone. Start collecting that last little bit while Beans is tearing off those respawns on 5 in a row. Can you get 6? Oh, just a little bit of Hail Mary right through radio. It's going to be strafing around in his pocket. A zone gets collective. Slap him another minute onto the clock.
Beans goes absolutely disgustingly huge there, because whilst he's doing all this at B, whilst he's picking up kills, playing his life, doing so much time wasting, Vengeance cannot get over to A and clean the players off. They only needed to do it once. Time would have ran out and they would have had it. But Beans allows his team to go and do it. 1v3s essentially. Guys 36 and 17, 40 seconds left to go.
Beans is coming alive. Here comes the next wave over to the B zone. Beans is leading the charge. That one still pinstripe kill feed from either side. Stevo is going to come out on top. He's going to find a second one onto Denza as well. The only thing is, though, stopping the clock at 27 seconds. You don't have a lot of time to work with. You're going to need to go big. Again, this one is going to be down to the wire as well. And Vengeance, it seems like they know they need to bide their time. They need patience on their side. 20 seconds left. Time is going down. Who's going to make the first move?
Cut the tension with the knife, Seymour. You can see that picks are desperately being looked for here. And that's, again, just back and forth. That hands nothing to anybody. Ultra Academy here, potentially.
We saw them win a 2v6. So we know that this is definitely on the table still. Only 7.5 seconds. You need one wipe. And it should be done. Maple finds Beans. That's the green light to go. As they around the corner, spots him out. Yuri is happy to sit on the site, but Wardy comes flying in the backline. It's going to take them off the hill. 5 seconds. You're going to need to touch this hill if you are Ultra Academy, and by the time they do, it's Harry last alive. Wee Man versus Beans. Oh. Beans comes big. Beans goes big. And Beans slides on in to deliver the control to Ultra Academy EU.
Oh my god. Beans goes 39 and 19 and has the most ridiculous final 2 rounds I have seen in some time. The guy puts up 4,200 damage, nearly double what we were talking. Denza superstar, guy is phenomenal, whatever. Beans says this script is mine, this story is about me, ladies and gentlemen. The 4-piece that he puts up at one point to essentially save a defensive round, then in that final round he gets the 3-piece, wasting time over towards B, allowing his team to cap A, open up the entire map, put that extra minute on the clock. And then the play he makes at the end as well. You could see what Vengeance were trying to do. Just get a kill, get off the point, allow the time to burn down. We're okay. We can do that. Force another round out. Bean says, not today, ladies and gentlemen. This round's mine. Sees it out. Ultra Academy, 2-1 up.
Beans, man. You're going to give me a heart attack if you do that again. What a game we saw out of them.
Kills.
39 and 19, 30 of those kills non-traded. I mean, like, these are just crazy numbers. Not the best game out of Harry, but you just get the whole likes of these teams. You know, it doesn't matter if one player's left behind, because when you look down into the fundamentals of this as a core, both of these squads, they are just so ready to go toe-to-toe with each other. They're so patient. They're so ready to go the distance. And I mean, the patience out of Vengeance versus the hyper-aggressiveness from Ultra Academy EU. It is a game of tug-of-war that is going so far down the line. I cannot wait to see this next map.
Oh, dude, if the respawns have been anything to go by, we are in for an absolute treat. The first one split by a hair. That one's just split by phenomenal individual plays by Beans. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Next up, we will have our Gavutu Hardpoint. I really couldn't tell you which way I think this one goes. It's been with the Wardy show for the Hardpoint in Tuscan, the Beans show for Control in Tuscan. We're finally going to get away from those Italian rooftops, head over to the beaches of Gavutu. I can't split these two. I really don't know which way this could end up going, but it has to be Vengeance if they want to see out any more of this series. Ultra Academy within one map of taking this.
I mean, I love the logo of Vengeance because it makes me think of Kingsman, and this team just has some kind of class to it when you're looking at the patience coming through the veteran play that they have. And even in those control rounds, you just saw they were okay with giving up a little bit of time so that they can set up together and hit at the right time. They didn't care if they're giving up some success towards Ultra Academy. They're playing for the late game. They're playing for, you know, the proper hit that they want to take. And that class is ultimately what could lead them to another Hardpoint win. I mean, we saw them back in that Tuscan Hardpoint. It was so fundamentally well rotated by Vengeance. That's why they were constantly getting the early setups. Yes, Ultra Academy were doing a great job at fighting from the front, but inside of a Gavutu, that's not going to cut it. You need to make sure that you're rotating inside this Gavutu Hardpoint coming up next, because this class, this fundamental class out of Vengeance, it's one to look at inside of a Hardpoint to lead them to a victory.
Yeah, and they absolutely need it to come on through. You're right as well. There have been several moments where Vengeance have been very happy to just take our time, find an opening pick, and collapse. Ultra Academy feeling so confident about their gun skill. They're happy to punch in through the front. So there are contrasting styles here. The thing is with Gavutu is it is essentially an AR's haven. If you need your SMGs to absolutely pop off, it can be very difficult for you. Obviously, you will get players chopping and changing around, but I feel like the one guy who's been taking over for Vengeance is Wardy, a player that I've seen play much more on an SMG. Does he pull out that third AR here? How comfortable will he be on it? Meanwhile, Beams, I've seen him quite a bit on an AR, so how does he take over? I believe, though, that before we get to that, before we get to settle that score, we're going to hop in for Game 5 between the Originals and Revenge Tour.
Yeah, hold your horses, folks. I'm not going to that just yet, as we are going to see another Tuscan, or a different map other than Tuscan. But before we get to that one, we're going to see Berlin Search and Destroy. Map number 5 between both of these teams, Revenge Tour and the Originals. And with that last little kill, it looked like a flawless round of the Originals to push them back into the lead.
It did. We are going to be on board with Mythics, and this is the young S&D superstar that I was talking about, the guy who I would love to see take over a map. Hasn't happened for him yet. Needs it. Revenge Tour need him to make something happen.
Looks like he's alone here. Oh, I saw a nade come through, so he has a little bit of help. Pops up, finds Raffi. First blood to Revenge Tour. And you find a second. That's the big question mark here. Kaza is very deep inside of this, and they know. Originals looking for a way back, but Kaza's going to push one better. He's going to drop that bomb, and that's forcing Grad now to make a play, but Mythics reads it. 1v4. This time it's Niall, and he is completely separated from the rest of the squad.
Love the setup from Revenge Tour. Absolutely fantastic. They very much so. They put one inside who is just basically being asked to buy time and get a kill as a bonus, whilst you end up with 2 AR players sat further back, providing cover fire, providing protection. They do enough. Niall will just stay up here on a 4 streak, perhaps looking to try and extend those out, but Revenge Tour going hunting.
Oh, they are. I mean, with 13 seconds, there is no way that Niall is going to peek a hair out from this corner. This is game number 5. This is for all the marbles. You want that streak. And that streak is going to be useful, especially if you're looking at a post plant towards B, or even to retake the B zone. Maybe deny a plant, whatever you're going to use it for. Those streaks are going to be big.
Yeah, well, we've seen as well, if for better or for worse, that B bomb zone does not protect you from a damn thing. If you land a glide bomb on top of that thing, you're fine. So could indeed come in huge. That could be a play that we look back on as a decider between this series. You can see where they want to bring it. Originals looking to defend B, but nothing's here, Seymour.
Oh, it's Grad and Hockey over at A. They're going to have a little bit of a knocking on their door. Last time we saw Kaza, fantastic in his positioning. They do it on offense. Nice nade on Hockey. Are they going to be aware of Grad here in the corner? A little bit of ruckus. Gets known. Players going to hop off this bomb now, and they're just finessing their life. Grad does not know where to look. He's going to finally drop Chaxter to be the one to deliver the finishing blow. Revenge Tour in a perfect spot to get that bomb down. I say that as Raffi is actually going to find Chaxter with his tail tucked between his legs, trying to leave. Kaza's going to have to recover this bomb in. I mean, Revenge Tour, I don't want to see them go to the side. Niall's going to hop all the way through the alley, finds Mythics, evening us up 2v2.
I feel like Grad actually makes a huge play there. By playing his life, by staying up, he avoids Revenge Tour having the opportunity to set up a nice defensive setup. Allows his Originals teammates
Raffi
to arrive, and that's brutal. Bomb down in a well-known position. 20 seconds to go. 1v1. Niall on away from his streak.
I mean, this is still for the streak, so this is still big. 16 seconds left. You know, Watson has to put this bomb down, and Niall just knocking on the door of a round victory. The door's closed. Oh, no, it's not. It just looks like it is.
Oh.
The ambiance is that way, and Watson, he has the exit strategy. He has the setup that he wants with the AR, and he's completely giving a lot up for Niall to push this one through. Watson's going to spot him. Peeks on through the other side, and Watson's going to give Revenge Tour the one-on-one back to the lead.
Watson has absolutely no right to challenge that, by the way, young man. If you watch this back later, you should have hidden behind that truck, stayed as far away from Niall as you possibly could have done. What were you thinking? Thankfully, he comes out on top. Absolutely massive kill, because not only does it win you the round, not only does it stop Niall getting those streaks, but now you are on the offensive side where you have looked very comfortable in the brief time we've seen you. What can you see out from here? Can you finally end this series?
Niall's going to spot 2 players over to A. He's going to confirm that this is 3v2 at least inside of it. Hockey finds Chaxter too, so even less to work with for Revenge Tour at this B site. Hockey's going to get this bomb down. Post plant is secured. Grad pushes this lead a little bit farther. 4v2 for the retake. Both players are here for Revenge Tour. Mythics just needs to go big on the Hockey, and he does. First kill underway. Second kill going to be doubled down. Watson finds Raffi, and that's going to be now Originals in a spot where they have to push into this one. Grad's going to get caught in the rotation. Suddenly, the Originals, they're completely left alone. Niall's going to go big. 1v1. Bomb down. 20 seconds to work with. Has the better gun as well. He's going to slide on out, and he's going to keep this one going. We are going the distance.
Another overchal. Don't get me wrong, Niall obviously has to continue to look at that, continue to poke his nose out, but throw a shoulder, man. Like, what? This is balls of steel, comes flying out, takes the chow, wins it. We're going through around 11. I'm getting heart palpitations. These two teams, if you have coaches, they are currently dying inside.
It's game 5. Give the people what they want. Ego chow and everything. It seems like it's like the 1v1 mentality right now, Andy. But you're right. This is last round. You can't afford mistakes like that. Seems like the bomb going over there. A nade on denial. Numbers to revenge to her. Watson's going to push this as well. B-site's completely open.
Oh, dear. It all comes crumbling down. Hawkey going to have to pull off one of the best plays of his career. I mean, that's one way to open it, but with bomb down, that signals 45 seconds to go. 1v3, and they know where you are.
2 HP. Hawkey. Hey, he's sweating right now. He doesn't know what to do at this point. Just rip and tear. Watson's going to spot him out. He's out in no man's land, and Revenge Tour get the win. They hold it out. They get the first blood. They find the second. Not only that, a third. Hawkey in a 1v4. It might have looked a little bit doable at first for you inside that round 11, but it's not going to be the case this time around. Revenge Tour win it out in a game 5. They take another win inside the EU stage for Elites. Now we're hopping back over to our main card. Ultra Academy Vengeance, Gavitu Hardpoint, map number 4.
And we've seen so far, it has been either the Wardy show or the Bean show throughout this series. And currently it's the Ultra Academy who are running out a muck here, running on top. And Furious here, gonna hit the long wrap. They clearly had great control over P3. Furious is in for P4.
Finds me man as well, so he solidified things back. Here's a little bit to deal with. Nice raid on a Maple. 99 to 26. So Vengeance, they really need to break him out from back here, but Furious can do no wrong. He's not missing. And here comes the cavalry. Beans finds 2 to help him out. They're actually still going to spawn here from Vengeance, so it's not over just yet. I think Ultra Academy are well aware of this. You can see those arrows turning around. Denza's going to open this one up onto Beans. Here comes sliding on in. Wardy finds the break into the hill. Vengeance, they're not done just yet. Furious is in here, and he's denying this back and forth. It's just a tug-of-war in for the hill, and Ultra Academy, they are okay with this. They want to let this go a little scrappy because they are trapping Vengeance at the moment.
They are. This is exactly what Ultra Academy are doing. They're trapping them in the back here. You're seeing Wee Man here try and get out through beaches just to try and push themselves to some sort of safety, because if you get stuck back here and the rotations come in for Ultra Academy, this is already basically a 100-point lead. And look at the defensive cordon that Ultra Academy are set up. It is so far forward. They've got presence over P1, through to boat, and all in between. This is fantastic. Finally, Vengeance will manage to push out, but they have got a lot of ground to cover.
I mean, this is a big map. You gotta put your running shoes on because not only have to get here, you gotta put your big boy shoes on and find those kills. Harry, too, with the help of Furious. The break from Wardy. Pull some pressure out from Academy from that hill. And Wardy finds 3. He's gonna completely open up an avenue. Goes big for a 4th as well with the help of Denza. The break comes through the front nonetheless, but look at this lead that they've accumulated. 158 to 34. I mean, Vengeance, they need to go big. They need to put their foot down soon.
You do. And Wardy getting into positions like this is paramount. Picks up a huge 2-piece. But that is, again, it's just scrap time. This is a scrappy hill to begin with. You should be getting a good chunk out of this alongside your opponents. And it's just a bit of scrap time. As we move over towards P1, though, look who's there. It'll be Denza, the superstar, the SMG powerhouse. Can he help Vengeance get a claw in this game?
I mean, this Revenge Tour that you're looking at from Wee Man alone. Get revenge on his old team. He dropped him. Hasn't been looking the best. 8-12. And he could turn this around into the second set. Here they come for the break. Find the kill. So in for time. Running up Ultra Academy over towards that P4 set of the map. They're going to have a pinch into this one, but holding on to this front line. Wee Man finds the first kill. Numbers now. Vengeance on the inside of this. Denza doubles down with him, looking to keep this in favor of them as well. Just Vortex to take care of, and that should be the rest of the time into your hand. But Maple at least finds Vortex, and then Vortex burns enough time to allow Beans back into the mix.
Yeah, Ultra Academy with a lovely wrap, pinch, and collapse there in order to bring that P1 back into their hands. Because for now, with them being so far ahead, they can happily play scrap time. They can happily be like, okay, you take 40, we'll take 20. We'll see you at the finish line, boys. And they do just that, bide their time a little bit. That patience we've been talking about that Vengeance possess and how Ultra Academy like to punch it through the front. Flip the script just for a second. Ultra Academy, great discipline. See it out. They're in control of the LST.
Oh, man, that punch is very heavy, though, into the Gavitu right now.
Oh, it is.
It's a big lead. Denza at least takes him off for the moment. Kills ring through. Weeman finds 2. Big one-on-one here from Maple, and Vortex is going to keep this going. The way of Academy for Ultra inside of Boat. Alaganu clips 200 points. 35 seconds to fight for. Flying on in is going to be Vortex. Doesn't need him, though. Furious takes out Wardy. 202 points. 20 seconds to fight for here. Stuff that you want to have if you're Vengeance, but it's just one of those things that you don't think you can get this at the moment. Look where they're spawning, Andy.
Yeah, it is tough right now if you're a Vengeance fan because, yeah, okay, you managed to get a bit of scrap time over towards P2, but P3 could very much so fall the way of Ultra Academy. It's a big kill from Weeman, though, because he will get P1 control, but unfortunately, he's traded out, so it's not in the hands of anyone right now. If you want Ultra Academy, you manage to get some pressure pushed further up this side of the map. You're looking good to see this one out. They can win it here. Vengeance must break it.
Perfect hardpoint, the name of the game. You gotta log in if you're Vengeance, but here they come, right into the already set up ARs of Ultra Academy. Beans in the hill. Furies to help him out. Cutting off these players. Here comes the glide bomb. Beans looking to drop the hammer on them as well, but when it does happen, Densa completely going to open this one up. Here comes the glide bomb. He doesn't go down. Beans still alive inside. 12 seconds left, and Ultra Academy are going to have the win on this game.
They are. And this looks as good as done and dusted, Seymour. What has been a phenomenal back and forth series, ran by Beans at times, ran by Wardy, will go the way of Ultra Academy. 3-1. They looked so good at times, but again, Beans took over at moments. You see the absolute quality that he brings to this side, and goodness me, what a year this boy's having.
Oh, what a year indeed. They looked so good. They looked so ultra inside of Gavitu. 100-point clubbing Vengeance. You know, Weeman, their old teammate, putting him in the dirt, putting him in the sand inside of that map. A 3-1 victory on the night. And that is a great way to open up your second day of week 1. A win onto Doge Nation, a win onto Vengeance. This team, it looks like that loss to Rocker Academy yesterday in Game 5, it has not fazed them.
No, if anything, it has surely only inspired. They know, Ultra Academy are fully aware that they're going to be duking it out with Rocker Academy for a long time. They want to overtake them. They want to take that throne. However, they have some great teams to overthrow as well and avoid being a part of the mix. This could have very much so been a boogie game for them. You spoke about that Revenge Tour storyline. No doubt that was digging into a couple of people's minds, and it is going to be Furious who will come away the bragging rights holder. My apologies. Look at the stats here. And I mean, Weeman himself, perhaps not one he will want to remember from his attempt at getting a bit of vengeance.
No, but I mean, I said it already. You know, they lose in 4, but I think I have become a fan of Wardy. Honestly,
yeah.
He looks crazy good on this squad. And the whole storyline that you and I have been talking about for these teams is this is still early into the EU stage. You know, this is still early inside or season 2 of the Challenger Elites. Use this, you know, as VOD review, as places where you can improve. You have a lot of ground to cover before you reach those playoffs. And when you do reach those playoffs, these are adjustments that can bring you to a revenge against a loss like this. So we look back at the maps of the series. It was a good start at a Vengeance winning out on Tusk and Hardpoint. But after that, it was Ultra from start to finish.
It really was. And the thing is, as well, as I felt that in the Vengeance victory in the Hardpoint Tuscan, that was Wardy absolutely taking over. The guy went insane. I think that the rest of his team didn't go positive, if I remember correctly. So very much so required an individual takeover. Difficult to ask that throughout more games. There was opportunities for Vengeance to take the control without a doubt. S&D, a tight one, very back and forth, but there's no denying who won the Hardpoint Gavutu, because 100-point clubbing is a way to seal off a series. It's a way to make a statement and remind Vengeance that Ultra Academy are currently one of the top dogs.
It's not only the only crazy series we had for the day or across the board. I mean, we did see that game number 5 go to Revenge Tour over the originals on Berlin Search and Destroy, but we also had a game 5 between GWR Signs and Sukri's Bakery as well. Or was Sukri's Bakery to take the Berlin Search and Destroy 6-1 in that factor. And over in the mainstream, it was quick and easy. Rocker Academy versus Doge Nation, a 3-0 sweep to Rocker Academy in that whole right. a crazy day for a lot of teams, a lot of statements made, a lot of chances gained for teams who may have been looking for an opportunity into the elite stage, especially, you know, new faces on GWR signs. You know, a lot of big moments today, Andy, that we saw.
Yeah, and I think as well that one of the great things is you can already see that some of these teams are at different stages of the development. They've got players testing out different strategies, different maps, different combinations in their play, whilst others are just trying to say, look, we deserve to be at this level. We belong here. We got some upsets for sure. We got some expected results, but we also got some absolute bloodbaths. This series that we've just had the privilege of casting over was certainly one of them.
Privilege indeed, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be all for the EU stream today on this ends. I mean, if you want to get more in doubt, I mean, we do have NA coming up next right here on ClutchGG, and as well as on the main stream over on youtube.com / Call of Duty Challengers. So make sure you check that one out on the mainstream. It will be I Hold Shift and Visions taking you through, and I'm pretty sure we got Proper and Brody coming on to take over for NA here on ClutchGG following suit. So what a great day of matches that we have for EU Challengers. The elite stage is nothing but exciting. Stay tuned for some more NA. This is ClutchGG. We'll be back shortly.